What's up? What's up? What's up? Back at it. Back to it. What's up with you? We still snowed in. Man, it's got to be the most snow we've gotten in at least 10 years, man. We're looking at over a foot now. What's up with you, man? We trying to figure this thing out, man. During the conversation, that was had with that he Anton, he made a statement that he had more money. And I mean, I don't know how much money Kwame has. I don't know how much money he has, but you would think the NBA player who's made at estimate $100 million, you would assume that he has more. And when you talk about Kai Cenat, see those dudes make money on social media. The speed guy, he make a lot of money, lot, ridiculous amounts. I don't really associate that with certain, just certain people. Because see all the flexing and stuff. See, growing up in the inner city, you can tell who's used to things, right? You just can tell. When guys first touch a little bread, they start clowning. They go out, they buy, they just they spend a lot of money on things like they're trying to make up for the past. They'll buy cars. They're exactly the ones who'll go to the dealership and buy the Mercedes and have no maintenance contract. They'll just buy it. First time to buy a Mercedes, and they know that, and they'll sell it to them. And it's a big deal. They got a Mercedes. And then 4 or 5 years later, when it starts to have mechanical problems, they can't afford the repairs. And this is what people like that, when they just get money, they do stuff like that. They can't afford the repairs. They'll buy a big watch. They'll buy fancy clothes. They'll never go anywhere. They'll never be around people with money. They'll be around broke people, but they'll be flexing and flaunting and stunting. And that's symbolic of people who are not used to money. I think, how much is Obama worth? Like four. I've never seen Obama. I mean, obviously, he goes to the formal parties and stuff, and that's where your money's supposed to go, into your suits, your formal wear, not hats or scarves, Gucci stuff. That stuff. It's not supposed to go there. Watches, teeth, grills. You know, teeth, eyeglasses, just things that's symbolic of people who don't have money, certainly not used to money. And the social media world has opened that up. There's a lot of people on social media who are not used to money. You got people on social media, in my opinion, shouldn't even be on social media. When you talk about the celebrities, why are they here? What do they need social media for? It's called YouTube. Why? If you look at a guy like Shannon Sharp, why are you on social media? I know he can make money, but was it really meant for that? I thought it was meant for the common man. I thought that's what social media, the whole point was, it gives the common person an opportunity. But yeah, so you got that, and they flex and they show off their cars. But they're a little bit used to it. At least Ocho is. Ocho's used to money. Dion's used to money. When you see these imbeciles and they're flaunting their rings and their hats and their watches, they're not used to money. They might finally have gotten money first 4 or 5 years, 4 years. They're not used to no money. And it's so obvious they're not used to money. You see it. hyper masculine, feminine, very feminine, emotional, almost like a woman, man. Literally almost like a woman. It's one thing to boss up. It's another thing to just flex. And when you see the rappers, the hip hop community, they do a lot of that flexing. You see them go to prison, they flex, big chain, big watch, and then they go to jail, and that stuff winds up practically giving it away. Nobody wants to buy that stuff, man. That stuff outside of the ghetto, that stuff holds no value. It only holds value in the ghetto. I remember back in the day, they used to, what they had the thing ghetto rich, hood rich. That was it, hood rich. And they would have we talking about back when the TVs cost 80-inch TV ran you, you're gonna be out about 5 grand, 6 grand. This was back in the day. Maybe even 480 or 180, about 8,000. You had to order it. And I used to see people who had money. They weren't used to money, but they had money. And they would put those things in the front room, man. Those things were so big, it covered up the whole window. You would almost hit it when you came inside. And they would just stick those TV, and they didn't even have the room. They were way too close. Just went out and bought it, man. You can tell they weren't used to anything. They weren't used to nothing. And another thing too, man, and I didn't really think about it. They use that on the Negro because they know the Negro don't know money. They know the Negro will do anything to get. They can squeeze they'll squeeze the Negro in any type of vehicle they can find. They'll just squeeze him into it. They know he's not used to money. They'll make him pay double. That's another thing. They get beat. I've always looked at it like that. They'll have a car. They got beat on it. They were so busy trying to get some type of car, some type of luxury vehicle. They got beat on the car. They got beat. Mm, it seems like it. It seems like it. Yeah, Kwame Brown is old money. Kwame Brown is rich. He played with Jordan. He could, he could make money right now with just telling basketball stories. He's a wealthy man, and you wouldn't know it if you saw Kwame in the mall unless you knew what he looked like. He was just a regular dude. He doesn't feel the need to try to drape himself up with expensive things. He just doesn't feel that. That comes from insecurity. When a dude is not secure with himself, he has to dress himself up, overdress himself up with stuff like that. He don't have a choice. He reeks insecurity. The watch, insecurity. The car, insecurity. Insecurity. And everybody knows, anybody who knows money know all that stuff those are not even good purchases. That's a waste of money. But the Negro has always been taken advantage of. That's a complete waste of money. They've always taken advantage of the Negro. And it's sad. You can go back to the 70s when they used to sell Cadillacs to Negroes. What those things were going for? A cat was telling me, he said he got him a Cadillac back then. He said he paid $995 a month for like 8 years. But he was so happy to have a Cadillac. It was brand new. Got beat. He said he don't know nothing about no credit report. He went down there and the guy said, okay, you work at the plant? He said, yeah. He said, okay, this is the deal we'll give you. And I think they outlawed those deals. I think they were so exploitive that they made them illegal. 8 year, well, $995 a month. So he can flex, so he can show the world he got his car was better than the supervisor. The guy who made 3 times more. And then another thing too, they will put themselves in financial harm to flex. They know that they're giving away like $300 a month, $400 a month more than they should. They know that. And see, then it becomes a question of, are you willing to make a bad decision? Because that's what they do. A lot of that is. It's like, man, you spent that much for that car? Yeah, but it's a bad deal. So, and that's what you see when these dudes finally get a few dollars, man. They're gonna throw it away. They're not gonna invest the money. If they had a bad childhood, they're gonna dress themselves up in sneakers. They're gonna do all of that. Like the stream, man. Like the stream. Support the platform. Kwame's in the NBA. Kwame still, I don't know. I think he gets a pension. He gets a pension. He's still a part of the NBA. He could make money with his YouTube, just going to the games, just going in the locker room, just going around the players, going to practices. He has a lot of opportunities to make money, man, a lot of it. And once again, he can walk through the mall unless you know who he is. You wouldn't recognize him. You know, the when people don't have money, when people grow up or whatever, they don't have money. They do things. They make a lot of bad financial decisions when they finally get some money. And in many cases, they almost bankrupt themselves because they make those bad financial decisions. They put themselves at risk. I know a guy. He's a real estate agent, and he said that once again, he said we'll look at the paperwork. He said their cousin's going to help them pay. He said they'll lie on the paperwork, and he said okay, push it through. They get the house for about 3 months. Everything's fine. He said then those payments start kicking in. They fool themselves that they can eat inexpensive foods, not go out, get rid of the cable, get rid of this, get rid of that, so we can have that place and that car. And he said the bills start kicking in. They can't make the payments. They wind up having to get kicked out. And they have that set up because it's going to be a down payment. They want 3 months in advance. So when they get kicked out, they use they use the security deposit to pay the months that they didn't pay. And that's the black community. Black community is messed up with that, man. They'll do that in a minute. I know guys right now. Just to have it, they'll overspend for it. They'll overspend just so they have it and you don't. You don't have it, not because you can't afford it, it's because it's a bad decision. You say, well, I got to pay for my maintenance, man. My insurance is gonna go up. Yeah, I'll stunt, but I know it's gonna catch me 3 years from now. I don't want to do it. The other guy, he don't care. He don't care. He's gonna stunt. He's gonna flex. He don't care. Look at me. Look at my shoes. Look at me. And see, the kids pick this up. Man, the kids pick up this thinking and they are terrible. But that's the Negro. See, the Negro is on both sides. He complains about everything that he is. He ruins his kids and then complains about his kids. I was around a young lady and she asked her daughter, she said, give me $5, right? She had been saving a little money. And her daughter just looked at her. And she said, I'm gonna pay you back. And her daughter looked at her and she started to cry. And I just happened to be there and I looked at them both. And she said, what's wrong with you? I'm gonna pay you back. Go give me the money. I'm finna go and buy this and I'll pay you back. And the kid went in the back and I looked at her and I said, well, what's going on with that? And she said she think I ain't gonna pay her back. And I said, whoa, why does she think you're not gonna pay her back? And she looked at me, right? And I said, hey man, don't do that. Don't do that to your kids, man. I said, don't do that. You're gonna mess them up. Don't do that to them. You gotta pay them back, man. See, and that's what they do. That's what they do. Then they turn around and wonder why things went wrong. Why would you do that to someone? The kid don't trust you. You did it. And the kid look at you can be dishonest. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask you for some money, but you know I'm not gonna pay you back. That they believe that's the way you deal with things. But all of this, man, this is nothing new, man. In my city, there's so many broke dudes. When they come across a little bread, they overdo it. I've seen guys quit their jobs. I've seen guys, they literally quit the job. They finally get squares into a car. What's this? This is 2026. They get a 2011 Escalade and they're getting beat on it, right? Their notes are ridiculous. And the car, they can't afford the warranty. And they think, okay, this is a car. If something happens, man, something happened, man, or I have so and so fix it. He's a shade tree mechanic. And then they realize that you got to order those parts. And they realize this thing's a computer. This thing's got a computer in it. You can't just open up the hood and take it to AutoZone. They find that out the hard way. Now they've already paid for it. And let me say this: they're not going to stick to that. They always say that they can eat, sardines and crackers and like when they were in jail. Man, I did it in jail. I said, nah, you still had food. Man, what you talking about? I can live off that. I did it in jail. They can't. They can't. And the car gets repoed. And their finances, they get a charge off. And yet the Negro still flexes. He still wants to flex in front of the world, in front of other Negroes, mostly in front of other Negroes. He still has to flex in front of other black men and destroy them. That's why I said the thing about Floyd. See, you guys, you know what? That's coming. That's coming. That's it. I'm gonna say this again. You guys are sending these young boys overseas, and you're gonna create more Floyds. And the reason you're doing it is because you just like them. You just like Floyd. Get the fuck. You just like them. And you're gonna send these boys over there with lies so you can fill your pockets, and you're gonna create more Floyds. And that's what these guys. You have a lot of irresponsibility that's hurled out here under the guise of leadership and people you should look up to, and and money and worshiping money for the love of money. Just worshiping money. Well, I got more money than you. I got money. Look at my hat. Look at my watch. Look at my chain. I'm right. And then you look at people who really have money, you wouldn't even know it. And this has troubled the Negro for years. This is nothing that's this is something the Negro has struggled with forever. Forever, the Negro has struggled with inability to handle money. They can't help themselves. They got to flex. Even when it's a bad idea, they overspend. So even if they made 20 million a year, they're going to live like they make 30 million a year. They stay in poverty. And then you see Negroes doing it. You see Negroes every day pushing that. Like the stream, man. Come on in here. We finna break this down. We got a video. Anton suggested some things with Kwame Brown. Now, in his defense, I don't know if that's true or not, but it says that Kwame at one point was worth 100 million at one point. So I don't know what he's worth now. I don't know. I know you wouldn't know who he is, and maybe that's how he wants to live his life. When he walks around, he just wants to be a regular person. You want to run in the mall and get something. Maybe the person behind the counter recognizes you, but for the most part, regular citizen. The Negro doesn't do that. I saw a guy in the mall. What's it? It's been so long since I've been to a flea market, man. Well, I'm straight, man. Looking at my fits right now, bro. I'm straight, bro. Yeah, I don't have no room for it. But anyhow, I was at the mall, man. This Negro had this fake Gucci. It was black and black on black with the little Gucci print all over it. It was like a velvet. And he had the pants and the top. It was like a sweatsuit. And of course he had on Jordans, right? And a fitted hat. And I knew it was fake. So I went up to him, right? I said, "Man, nice sweatsuit. Where'd you get that at?" He fumbled around and then said he got it out of Burlington. And I said, "Man, that's he's too big. They don't even make sizes that big." And I said, "Man, these people in this mall, they must look at the black folks as just absolute weirdos. They out here buying bootleg, fake sweatsuits so that they can project the image that they got money." And they walk around all day. They go in the mall, they'll shop somewhere to what's the Louis store, and they won't even man, they won't even take the bag. It's wild, man. And the whole thing is when you're saying you're a Christian and you want to help black people, you should be the polar opposite of like a rapper. The rapper is a rapper. Who is he? What rapper you know is trying to help somebody? Trying to help himself? And you talk about the fake pastors, and I saw the guy who's got all that Gucci. That's sad. That's got all that Gucci stuff. But that shows you the Negro. See, the Negro is brainwashed. The Negro doesn't value himself. So he has to dress himself up with other people's names because he has no value. He's insecure. He knows, well, unfortunately, he has to do that. And he knows he's inferior. He's afraid. He's not going to go out the house unless he's got on some type of expensive, overpriced apparel or something because he doesn't believe in himself. And the Negro would rather believe, and when you look at the Anton Daniels and stuff, the Negro would rather believe a lie than the truth. He would rather believe the lie. Also, competition. They'll go out and overspend, they don't care. They'll go out, overspend, pay twice for a car, no maintenance plan, move into a rental property. When you explain that's a bad investment, they don't care. You know why? So they can flex on you. Because that's the most important thing. They don't care about, they don't understand money, but they understand flexing. And they understand that that you don't have it. And that runs through their mind. You don't have it. I got more than you. Now look, I'm a grown man. I've learned that. So man, these Negroes will do anything to push that. I got more than you. I don't care. I got more than you. These dudes, to see the guys that I hang out with, I got more than they do. My car better. You check the paperwork. So man, that's a horrible investment. Don't you realize you're paying double? They don't care. And the reason I even bring this up is this is what we're dealing with. This is supposed to be someone who fancies themselves a financial advisor, someone who's wise, someone who can help. And they're doing the same thing. I grew up in this. I grew up around with guys like this. I seen a guy with a brand new, he had a Cadillac outside his home. His kids didn't have any shoes. His kids literally had no clothes. They played almost naked. His wife used to get beaten when she would request food for the kids. He wanted that car. Man, why would you buy a car like that? You got 5 kids. You're married. Why would you buy a car? He didn't care. See, that's what I see. See, I don't know what you see when these niggas flex, but that's what I see. And I seen that. I seen how the Negro will do that, man. He got 5 kids and a wife, and he beats his wife. For what? Not because she's a bad woman, not because she's not doing everything she can to make him happy, but because her kids are hungry. His kids, their kids are crying because they're hungry. And he's trying to feed them another peanut butter sandwich. And he's made up in his mind, I'll just feed my kids peanut butter but I'll pay off this Cadillac. And I'll put on suit on and ride around and get the adulations of my friends and the community. Isn't that something, man? Is that a guy who understands money? Is that the type of guy you think understands money? Is that the guy who has a million in 2026? In 2036, they got 50 million. You got a lot of these dudes, they're going to be broke anyhow because they buy too much stuff. A car is basically worthless. It's good now. And yeah, you need it, but that's not an investment. And there's ways you're supposed to get a car that, the Negro, he's big to be taken advantage of. He'll go to the dealership and he wants the car. He don't care. Please put me in this car. Please put me in this car. The business owner don't do that. The business owner get his business popping. He goes down there, put that car in the business name. It's all types of protections. He don't do it like that. And when you start talking about financial literacy, man, walking around with overpriced designer clothes and watches and hats and chains. You know what? That's actually the worst thing you can do. And then when you look at the NBA and the NFL, we know these guys don't understand money. A lot of them dudes fresh out the projects. It's a different world now, though, because I can't really say that because of NIL now. Because now they can make more money in college than they ever do in the pros. So I can't just say that. Not now. If you look at a guy like Chris Webber, if you look at the Fab Five, what if it was NIL back then? They didn't have no money. I mean, unfortunately, boosters exist, but in all honesty, they didn't really have any money. They were students playing amateur basketball. School made the money. I think there was a report where Chris Webber said he was walking through the mall and he looked in the Foot Locker and he said he saw his jersey. It was right up there, Nike, whatever. He saw his jersey and said he went up to it and he realized he can't even afford his own jersey. He got no money for it. And even though that was it was a Nike version, he can't even afford to buy it. Now, we know that don't exist now, right? We know that things have changed. But it existed back then. And throwing your money away, man, that's what that's one thing we talk about America and black people in America. They make a lot of bad decisions. You could say they live under oppression and we know and Anton, he doesn't talk about the causes of all of the suffering in the black community. He only wants to talk about the effects. He don't want to tell the patient you are diabetic because you've been eating the wrong foods. He just wants to talk about you're a diabetic and that's your fault, which is ridiculous, right? Which is absolutely ridiculous. So who's surprised, that this guy wants to flex? Who's surprised by that? And that's black YouTube. That's what you get, bro. That's welcome to black YouTube. Bitch niggas who got to run overseas to buy box and clowns. to cut on the cam. And let me tell you something. I don't cam. And I said, you know why? I said, I'm not a thought. I said, what's the big deal? I said, it's like it's what I sound like, right? Not what I look like, right? I said, but I can see what these niggas are doing. I said, I see why they jumping in front of that camera. They jump in front of that camera because they want to show themselves off. They like the women. I can see the women doing it. Women are women. And I'm not saying they have to, right? I'm saying the ones who want to do it, we consider women, the beauty's in the eye of the beholder, but in general, we consider women beautiful. Some may not agree, but some may agree, right? But what's the big deal with men to get on the camera? You want to show off your chain? You want to ask for cash out hap and show off your chain? He said, Platt, they had bread. I went to school with Devin Booker's daddy, Melvin. He was driving a new Suburban with beats and rims. Okay. Well, I don't know Devin Booker. I don't know what year that was. I'm talking about Weber, but yeah, okay. It depends on your coach, right? Okay. If you picked, say, Kentucky before NIL, if you went to Kentucky, Calipari is going to make sure he had a relationship with the dealerships. He had a relationship with the car dealerships where you coming in, you got a car, you got a brand new car, courtesy of that dealership, courtesy of him. And yeah, he hired your cousin, he hired your father. Yeah, they were doing stuff where they would hire someone and then funnel the money through the person they hired. But basically, you didn't have money. And we can look at the NBA this week, and you'll see the player with a big, expensive. He'll have $50,000 or $200,000 earrings, and then you can look at the coach. Coach looked like he shops, at Walmart. He's a millionaire. He's making $15 million a year. But you know what he does with his money? He takes care of his family with his money. He puts his money in the hands of his children, into his wife and his family. He doesn't even believe in taking his money and dressing himself up in jewelry, because he doesn't have to do that. He doesn't feel insecure. That is the Negro. The Negro is insecure. The Negro don't even believe in himself. And the Negro will sacrifice feeding his kids so he can buy watches and chains and sneakers. And see, when you say that, how can you disagree with the perception? Isn't that one of the big talking points about reparations? They say if we give these Negroes reparations, what do they say? All they're going to do is go and buy Jordans and watches and chains, and they'll be broke within 2 years. I know a guy, man. I know a brother. He had a job for about 5 years. He finally got his credit together where he could get a new car. He went and got a truck. He went and got him a big truck and showed it off and was so happy you could just see him, man. He was, if he had wings, he would fly. He was just so happy. And the next thing I know, he got shot. Whoops. Next thing I know, things happened to him. Not over the vehicle. He had went to some girl's house who he's always wanted to date, and he got into an argument with her husband because he wanted to know why you come over to my house asking about my wife. And the reason he did, because he had got him a truck and he felt some confidence. He all of a sudden he felt like he was worthy now. Before then, he would have never done it. But he didn't know she was married. But I'm just saying he would have never did it. But because he had got a car and people complimented him in the car, he felt so good. He went over there to pursue a relationship. Unfortunately, she was off the market. And her husband was not a reasonable, and that's unfortunate. He didn't know him, and he was not a reasonable man. He just wanted to know, that's some nerve to come over here asking about my wife. And the guy's like, well, I don't even know she was married. He said, I don't care. What's wrong? I can't even repeat what he said. You know how things go. And unfortunately, he chipped him. And these are things that you see, man. These are things that you witness. This isn't some stuff that's made up. And then when you talk about YouTube, what's the big deal? You got more money. What does that mean? When you talk to people with money, they'll tell you up front about that. They don't even try to prove that they have more money. When you talk to someone with money, and they'll just look at you. I got more money than you. Okay. Because when you think about it, what does that mean? What does that mean? You got more money than me. Okay. That means what? And why does it mean anything? You see what I'm saying? That tells you so much about the mind of the Negro. The fact that they think that means something. Why does that mean so much? I got some money. I got more money than you. Look at me, motherfucker. Look at me. Look at me. Bro, we so messed up in the head, brother. We so messed up in the head, brother. And have the nerve to be talking politics and don't know nothing about politics. That ain't how them conservatives, Christians, they don't even think like that. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. When I lived in Asia, I witnessed the Japanese. You know one thing they don't do? You know one thing the Japanese don't do? They'll go out. We had a guy. His name was Mr. Yen. How you guys doing, man? Look, we had a guy. Welcome, chat members. Right. We had a guy. His name was Mr. Yen. I'll never forget this. He used to be in the bathroom, right? Now we were all in the service, so it's probably 80 guys, right? We had the big, this like an airport bathroom, like two of them on the floor, and you go in there and there's this Japanese man, older man. He must have been 70, 75, and he would be giving himself a bird bath, right? And it was just weird to see it. He wasn't in his service. He was a foreigner, and he was in there. He'd be in his drawers. He'd have all his pants and stuff folded up on the counter, and he'd be standing there in his drawers, lathering himself like a shower, but he'd be doing it in the sink. And so people asked around, and I was new. I said, "Who is this dude?" I said, "Who's that dude that be in the bathroom?" They said, "Oh, that's Mr. Yen." I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, what is he?" He said, "Man, that man owns this base." I said, "What?" He said, "Man, that man owns like all of this property. The United States, he's giving them permission to put the base. That's his property." He said, "All over here." He said, "That man's rich." And I'm like, "What?" He said, "Yeah, Mr. Yen is rich, man." He said, "The thing is, the command, they know he likes to come to the base. They likes to walk around. So they let him." And they say he owns this base. He gets paid a ridiculous amount of money to be on this base. I mean, the U.S. has to pay the landowner, right? And the guy was rich. You would not know it. And we're not talking about no $1 million. Yeah, way more money than that. But you know where the money went though? Because during that time, the dude pretty much could do what he want, right? So over the time you're there, you would see him off and on. And yeah, he was a very friendly guy. Hey, hi, hey, hello today. Hey, how you doing, man? You got to go. You going to work or whatever? So one time I saw him, and he was sitting in front of man. That thing was so clean. Man, he had a Benz. That thing was so clean, and it was just beautiful woman inside of it. And we walked by. I walked by. We saw him. He said, "Hey," he said, "Hey." He saw the woman in there, and just gorgeous woman. So Yen comes in the building, and we say, "Yen, is that your wife?" He said, "No, that's my daughter." We like, what? He said, "Yeah, that's her car." He said, she was bringing me something. So you bought her that car? He said, "Yes." He said, "I buy my kids anything they want." He said, "They spend my money." He said, "I spend no money. They spend all my money." Ha ha ha. And he went where he was trying to go. You see the difference, man? I said, "Man, look at us, man." I said, "This man made all that money and he gave that to his kids." He said, made sure his kids went to the Benz and the private school and the best college, even, or quote unquote, send them to America and pay for all of that. And then they come back home. His money went to his kids. The Negro, his money goes to his neck and his earlobes and his Cadillac. And you know the sad thing about it, I wish I was joking, man. The Negro's money go with, I'm gonna have more. So I'm gonna buy me a Cadillac. Look at me, I got a Cadillac. Y'all niggas, y'all ain't got no Cadillac like me. Look at my watch, I got a watch. I don't care. Yeah, it's a different world, man. It's different worlds. You come on YouTube, you got Negroes who are exactly doing the wrong thing. And then they get mad when you say something. Nobody told Anton to go down there to 50. I said, what is he doing on 50? You know what? That brother needs to listen because I actually listened to his content. He's a little bit more conservative, but I get why he's doing it, so it's not a big deal. But when he had to fight, I was live. Somebody got in the chat box and said he got in a fight. And I said, wait a minute. Anton's on 5150? Because I was like, why would he go down there? And then I saw the video and all of that. Why go down there? And then this is the thing. He's talking about people. You went down there, man, so people are going to talk about it. What's the big deal? And well, you say you're playing chess. It seems like you're playing chess. It seems like it. Now, Kwame Brown, he clears his name. He makes a statement. A lot of these dudes, Anton, a lot of, see, guys don't understand when you around women a lot, you pick up, if you weak, they'll imprint you and you'll start sounding like them. When you're not a masculine man, when you're a masculine man, you'll imprint them. But when you weak, they'll imprint you. Look at me, motherfucker, look at me. That's what the Negro does. He goes down there, gets beat on a car, beat. And he's running up to your house. He's running around you. He's at the job. Look at me. Stupid. Oh, man. They do. Yeah, you know, you seen it. If you haven't seen, you know what I'm talking about. They're all in your face, and you're like, man, I could go down there and get one of them cars, but it'd be a bad investment. But see, they know that, right? They said, see, you can't keep up with me, man, because you scared. I don't give a damn. What? And you said, man, you can see they make so much money off these Negroes, man. They take all of their money. And then you come on YouTube, you go around a bunch of men who are supposed to be helping men, and they're actually engaging in the same bad habits that is destroying the community. But they claim they're trying to help. And Kwame, if you out there, brother, don't tell this man how much money you got. Let him think anything he want to think. None of his business. It's none of his business. Who cares how much money you got, man? There's always somebody with more money than you. There's always going to be somebody with more money than you, man. There ain't nothing wrong with having money, but there's always going to be somebody who's going to have more money than you. So when you base your life like that, you create your own problems. You create those problems. And then I've always wondered, why do Negroes want to flex on other Negroes? Go to the golf course, go to the yacht club and flex there. You can't flex there, right? Because see, they have money. You can only flex in the hood. You can tell a lot of these dudes, if it wasn't for YouTube, I can let you guys probably fill that in, they would be raking leaves. They would be picking tomatoes. But because they managed to make it on YouTube, they project like they're some type of Warren Buffetts. But we got the video right here. Check it out. We're going to bring this video up. Let me make sure I got this right. Okay. Hold up. I think I do. Do I have this thing right? Okay. Okay. Do I have this right? Okay. Oh, here we go. Ain't that something? I almost put the wrong video. Yeah, I gotta clean this. I gotta clean this drive off, man.
You knew money.
Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use. You know what? I'm gonna stick this on here too. Let me put this on here. There we go.
You knew money. No, I'm more money. You knew money. No, I'm more money.
That's not a grown man's conversation. That's something you would hear children say. That's something you get a phone call from a principal and they need you to, when you get a chance, they need you to drop by They need you to call their secretary and make an appointment. They need to talk to you. That's not how grown men talk. This is not the conversation of a grown man. This is a child's conversation. And it's sad too when you say black men because they look at, see, when you talk about, I mean, he's a conservative, right? Well, he says he is, right? He says he's a Christian too, right? It's sad because you have to almost be on the side of the white man because you have to look at that and scratch your head because you say, man, that's a grown man talking like that. Here we go.
You knew money. Now I'm more money. 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 It's a difference.
Than the NBA player?
I'm more money than him.
A guy who got some money and you acting like new money. You ain't had 10 years worth of money, 20 years worth of money. I can tell because I haven't disrespected you like that. The only thing I said was a fair assessment. I said, you shouldn't have been microaggressing a man and you should have used your intelligence and control the room. You didn't. You didn't use any intelligence that you claim to have, C student. You said that a man was a Neanderthal. I expect better from you. I expect the non-Neanderthal to act like he's not a Neanderthal. I don't expect the non-Neanderthal to say, let's go outside. We can fight right now. Because first of all, you don't chase the bag. The real people that make money, they make money in their sleep. They don't chase the bag. Warren Buffett ain't chasing no bag. Warren Buffett hit the damn computer and go to sleep. He making money right now. Why are you chasing money, Christian man? Chasing the bag? You're not supposed to be chasing no bag. Bag chaser.
You knew money. Now I'm more money. 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 It's a difference.
Than the NBA player?
I'm more money than him.
There you go. There you go. Two grown men, but Anton, he's saying stuff like that. And the guy said he was trying to clarify that you should have tried to control the situation better. But see, this is what you get. This is what you get. And see, I'm starting to believe this is, the more I study his stuff, I don't really keep up. I listen to some of his content, but the more I keep up with his content, I'm starting to agree with him. I'm starting to agree with him. He's sort of a he's sort of a Pookie. He's sort of a Pookie. You don't get that impression, but he's got a lot of Pookie habits. And one of those is stunting. He's got to stunt and be over the top. Yeah, he's right. Chasing money, you got to set yourself up to make money. But then again, I'm a black man. I understand we get beaten over the head, not by him, but by society. Everything's about money. And our value, we don't value ourselves. We only value ourselves when we have a pocket full of money. That's not necessarily good. And then you can say that's the effect of capitalism. You can make that statement. But this is nothing new, for me, this is nothing new. I've all around my life. I mean, all my life, I've seen guys put money ahead of everything in their life. That's the most important thing in their life, even over their wives, even over their kids. Money. A bag of money, money. leading with your wallet is one of the worst things you can do as a man. But like I said, they're not even trying to help these dudes. They're creating more Floyds, and they don't care. They're not even attempting to help these dudes. They're exploiting these dudes. They're giving them bad advice, and they're creating more Floyds. And when you're a certain age, man, and I get it, man, you play in the dozens but at a certain age, man, it's just you have to act like you've had money before. And which one you think got more money? The guy who's sitting saying he's more money and all that, and other guys is an NBA player. But one thing about him, he had 100 million, and that's I would say, okay, show me 75 million. You can't show me 75 million. Kwame's got more money than you. And he's had it longer. You used to sit on your ass and watch him play basketball. He knows Jordan. Now, that's working. I know some people who are former athletes. They're working together. That don't mean they go out to have lunch. That don't mean they hang out. And if things, just like anything, it's like a cousin. You don't talk to them, people go a different way. But I'll say this, he knew Jordan. I don't care about, he knew him. And a lot of these Negroes, you name your goddamn kid after Jordan, you would have gave your firstborn to be hanging out with Michael Jordan just to catch a pass from him. And this guy actually did that. He actually did it. And you know what he hadn't done? He hadn't been on the internet clout chasing. He could go and get a panel. If Kwame wanted to, he can go get him a panel. He can go reach out to some OnlyFans girls, bring them on, or pay them a certain amount of money, post them up. And he'll have, people to come. He could. We know Corey could do it. I don't even think, and they're doing fine at 5150, but I don't even know if they know StreamYards. Because I don't think he sits in front of the camera. Oh, they don't drop links anyhow. Yeah, that's just. But yeah, the first thing you're gonna know, man, is they act like they've never had money before, man. And they think it's a big deal. It ain't no different than the casinos. The casinos know that when somebody hits, if they hit for 50,000, the casinos know delay them. They can pay you, but they don't pay you. They make you wait. Oh, well, we'll give what we've done. Here's a complimentary room. Here's 2 complimentary breakfasts and 1 dinner. We need a signature. That person's not here. When they come tomorrow, we'll hand you a check. I apologize. They know that. In the meantime, we can't give you 50, but we'll give you 10,000. And then we'll give you 40. You know what we'll do? We'll give you 10. We'll give you 13,000. 10,000 in cash, 3,000 in comps, shit like that. And the reason they know that is because if you're not used to money, you're going to keep chasing it. You're going to keep right on chasing it. And then you're more than likely you're going to lose. They have the odds on their side. And then instead of having to pay you 50, they're paying you 40. Why? Because they held you. What did it cost them? They kept a room, which probably was empty, food, which was probably going to get thrown away. That little 3,000 in comp chips mean nothing to them. But they needed you to stay there because they want to get some of that money back. That's how they make money. And these guys just don't know anything about money, man. You look at these guys, These guys trying to relive a youth, days gone by. And that's another telltale sign that that person, from a psychological standpoint, is trying to recapture days gone by. He said, "Keep talking. You got money from them hyenas sitting back, listening, watching these burn. I don't know what that is. My glasses waiting their turn. Oh, okay, man. Once you have women, that's another thing. Once you have them, they're no big deal. But I agree. Couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. If you have not had them and you don't have them, they mean a lot. I agree with you on that. You haven't had those moments, and you mess around here and get some money, you're going to try to pay them to give you those moments. And the difference is you're gonna develop an appetite. You're gonna run through all your money, and you're not gonna be able to socialize with anybody because of how you're doing it. He said, "I'm sick reliving days gone by having a solid grown up hood." Like the stream, man. We're trying to figure this thing out, man. What do you guys think, man? Do you think Anton has more money than Kwame Brown? Put a one in the chat, man. Uh-oh. We don't know. We don't know, man. And it's a big deal. He said Kai was sitting on a podcast when a dude was counting his money, saying he made over 400K, and Kai gave no response. He didn't even entertain it. Yeah. Yeah, and that exists. That world exists in the black community where they make a big deal, and it's like the whole thing about I'm gonna go to the strip club and throw out 40,000, and that's supposed to be a flex. The black community is screwed up, man. They got a lot of bad habits. I think that's one of the dumbest things that I've heard. You're gonna go to the strip club and throw out $45,000, and she's gonna take the money and she's gonna go back home with her man, and you just out your money. You just got beat. He says, what he say? Oh, Elon. Yeah, Elon's got money, man. Elon's got money. He doesn't have to show off his money. And anytime you run across guys who do that, it's other things going on. It's certainly something that's prevalent in the black community. People trying to flex and outdo you, and my car costs more than yours. I live in a better neighborhood. And that's something it's there. As you become a grown person, you realize it's irrelevant, right? It really doesn't make any. First of all, it's your money. Oh, okay. That's your money. So why do I feel any kind of way about your things? That's not mine. Oh, you want it? No, if I wanted it, I would have it. And but they do have that problem, man. They oh, it's there. It is there, man. It's something that's in us. That's really within the black community. The flexing and I'll go bankrupt as long as I got more than the Negroes I hang out with. I'm gonna go bankrupt as long as I got more than these Negroes. I don't care about Warren Buffett. I don't care about Elon Musk. I got more money than you. And then you say, well, what's the big deal? Don't you want to have as much money as them? I just got more money than you. The whole gimme, gimme, gimme. And I have to agree with Messi. I have to agree with you, Messi. Basketball player. I don't think, they make a lot of money, man. And we're in a day of social media. We're in a day of, yeah, all these social media sites now. You got Hulu, you got Peacock, you got Amazon. With the proper agent, they would hire someone to go on there and do sports or just talk about it. So he seems to tie manhood money with manhood. I think he fully understands what he's doing. I think he is appealing, which is weird to me. Why appeal to that crowd? But he's appealing to the crowd that's impressed by childish, simple things like money. Now, you need money, right? But you don't need $1 million in your mouth. The Negro buys $1 million grill and shoves it in his mouth. Like the stream, man. Fair Lewis, well, listen to this again.
You knew money. Now I'm more money. 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 It's a difference.
Than the NBA player?
I'm more money than him.
You're a guy who got some money and you acting like new money. You ain't had 10 years worth of money, 20 years worth of money. I can tell because I haven't disrespected you like that. The only thing I said was a fair assessment. I said, you shouldn't have been microaggressing a man and you should have used your intelligence and control the room. You didn't. You didn't use any intelligence that you claim to have, C student. You said that a man was a Neanderthal. I expect better from you. I expect the non-Neanderthal to act like he's not a Neanderthal. I don't expect the non-Neanderthal to say, let's go outside. We can fight right now. Because first of all, you don't chase the bag. The real people that make money, they make money in their sleep. They don't chase the bag. Warren Buffett ain't chasing no bag. Warren Buffett hit the damn computer and go to sleep. He making money right now. Why are you chasing money, Christian man? Chasing the bag? You're not supposed to be chasing no bag. Bag chaser.
You knew money. Now I'm more money. 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 It's a difference.
Than the NBA player?
I'm more money than him.
There you go. There you go, man. We're back on the playground, man. YouTube, we're back being kids again. Ain't that something, man? This is how instead of Elon's talking about life, putting life on Mars. SpaceX. The Negro, on the other hand, is talking about he got more money than the other Negro. And you wonder why. See, I can't. I can't say it, man. Bro, these social media sites, bro, and I said it first, man. I said, man, Facebook and all these social media sites, they've ripped a hole in the black community, bro. They've done way more damage in the black community. Look at this stuff, man. You talk about hip hop. Hip hop is bad, but listen to these guys, man. Listen to these guys. They're having a money fight. And that's how the Negro thinks, man. The Negro's been taught that wealth is the most important thing in life. You couple that with so-called, well, you can't couple it that way. The fact that you can't serve two masters. You can't walk around and profess your love of money and say that you're a Christian. You can't do that. And yeah, there are pastors out there right now. There are pastors who love their money more than their faith. Do you want to be like one of those guys? Do you want to be a born again man who serves money? But then again, this is YouTube though, man. I mean, I don't even know what to expect on YouTube. You ain't going to get much. You're going to get this constant hypocrisy. And you got these Negroes who chasing their youth. You see that on the female side, these Negroes still trying to date women half their age and stuff. Like now, the reason Dion to me gets a pass, Dion's been married twice. And Karuchi's damn near, what, she's 35, 30, something like that, 36? He's 56. I think she's 30-something. But as a black man, don't let nobody tell you that money, it does matter, but whatever you got, that's enough. If your job, you drive a Uber, don't worry about the guy who flies a plane. Okay, he flies the plane. He makes more money than you. Okay, who cares? Just go ahead and drive your Uber and make what you make, and don't worry about it. This is ridiculous, man. Even say some stuff like that. I got more money than you. This is the type of shit you hear in the hood. This is you want to talk about jail talk. That's borderline jail talk. The only reason it's really not because they don't have no money. Yeah, that's just insulting, man. And Kwame cleared it up. He said, I was trying to make a point that you shouldn't have went down there and well, he went down there. You supposed to money is what it says, a cruel master. It's a good servant, but a cruel master. When people become infatuated with money like that, it's not going to end well. It's this reason these things were said before people were born. This reason they said these statements. And let him stunt, man. Let him flex, man. New money. He say he's not new money. He's more money. Ain't that something, man? That's sort of like the Malcolm X, right? The Negro. That's the mind of the Negro. Only in the Negro does his mind stay like he's a 15-year-old kid who talks around talking about he can't wait till he signs his rap deal because he's going to be so icy. He's going to be so icy. Hey, man, y'all, wait a minute. I'm going to be iced out. He said, telling people that you have money never really ends well. It makes you a target of envy and deceit, getting lined up, sued, people, peace to me. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 You're right. It's but the Negro has insecure Negro has to do that. They have to run around talking about their money. They don't have a choice. I got more money than you. I don't know. He said, do you think Anton used to be a rapper? I don't know. We're gonna drop the link though, man. It messes people's heads up. I know that, man. And when people are not used to money, they do stuff like that. When they're not used to money, they're gonna buy. They're gonna buy like jewelry that's too wide. Like rappers. They're gonna dress up like a rapper. What's up with you, Pastor?
What's good with you, play? How you doing, brother?
Yeah, what's up?
Man, I think Kwame. I don't think it really matters, but I think Kwame has more money
Mm-hmm.
and better spent money
Okay.
than Anton. You know, Kwame. I think Kwame got a couple of farms, got a couple of tractors.
Mm-hmm.
He know how to till the land, no burning tree. He taking care of the land and stuff. Anton ain't doing none. I don't think Anton doing none of that. He buying Porsches and Ferraris, stuff like this going to really drain your pockets, man, and not really add to your life or anyone else's life.
Does it matter though? Does it matter who has the most money?
No, it really don't. It really, I think that's a bad look, yo. It's low key white supremacy, yo. I ain't even going. It really low key is,
Mm-hmm.
but it don't matter because it don't make you a. It seems like when brothers start bragging about money, it bring out the worst in their character. Like the more and more they brag about the money, the less and less and less their character develop.
Is it a way? Is it a way for us to humiliate each other?
Mm-hmm. You trying to humble that dude by saying that he's not as accomplished as you, but I don't think. Let's say that Anton does have more money than Kwame. He's still not as accomplished as
What,
the
what's
brother.
what's more important though? And I'm serious. Having money, right? Having an okay. How about this? Having a 2026 BMW, or having your kids. They got things they need. Um, they're well fed. They're well taken care of. But you can't have that BMW. You got to drive a a 2012 uh Mazda.
That 2012 Mazda and your happy kids, because you're gonna find more fulfillment in they smiling faces than running to that daggone dealership paying for the mechanics to work on that expensive ass car.
Yeah, but Pastor, this is where see, that's what I'm saying, Pastor. That sounds good, but that ain't what people do. A lot of
Nah,
people. A lot of people gonna buy the BMW, and the kids gonna eat crackers and peanut butter, and they don't care. No, I didn't. No, I'm not in no kind of way saying they should do that. I'm just saying what you tend to see is even when people are married, man, they spend money like they're single and neglect their family. But that's what I'm saying. So you could get the admiration and respect of dudes, right, who respect guys like that. But look at what you're doing to your family.
I think on YouTube those guys get respect. I don't think in real life those guys get respect because don't nobody respect Anton like that. And well, YouTube, I say he got more respect on YouTube than the real world. Don't nobody ain't nobody in Detroit checking for him like that.
Well, I don't know. He says he's well known in Detroit. I
Man, I
think that
know.
a bad message, that's all I'm saying, Pastor. If you're gonna send out messages to people, flexing and stunting, is that what we're doing?
For a long time that's been a part of our community that you know what I'm saying from the rap to even the athletes. The athletes used to do the stunting too. Um I think but I don't even think stunting is really a horrible thing. It's
Mhm.
just that how they doing it is bad, yo. Cause you showing people that you got nice stuff and you accomplished and you try hard in life. I don't think that's really a bad thing. I don't think it's a
Mhm.
bad thing though, like that. It's just you can go overboard with it.
What okay. What's up with your freeze pop?
Peace, peace. What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Man, okay, so your question is, why is it that we always say that again, Platinum?
Well, the
What
question
was
is
that question?
who do you think has more money? But it was another question about um having a BMW 2026 BMW or having a 2012 you feeling, car model and you got your kids healthy and your family's healthy. But if you have the BMW, you do have to make sacrifices as far as their food. I mean, they're not going to starve, but they're going to be eating a lot of peanut butter and crackers for a couple of years.
Yeah. Well, to answer that question, I think that in America, it seems, especially in our community, it seems like people don't really appreciate the sacrifices. No one's going to really give you any type of accolades to say, hey, you went and got the Mazda instead of the BMW. They just gonna tell you, hey, you were supposed to do that. That's what you're supposed to do for your children. They may even tell you you fell off because you went and got the 2012 Mazda instead of the BMW. Or you ain't this and you ain't that. Not even looking at the sacrifice that you made for your children. Now nobody's going to care about that. All they're going to care about is what they see. What's the tangible thing that you
And that,
possess?
and you're right,
Go
and
ahead.
that's where we're messed up.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
He says he's a uh, conservative Christian, yet he's over there flexing.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, you're right. That's bad. But let me ask you this: why they don't never flex nothing of any consequence or importance? Like these guys ain't getting together and building something of what that is related to some sort of power? If we ain't shit and they all that, why can't they get together and build something together? I don't see anything. They're not manufacturing anything.
Mm-mm. Like, I would
Yeah,
rather see
all,
Anton.
all they all they've been doing, and it's not necessarily Anton, but you say the YouTube, all they're doing, they sent one man to his destruction, Floyd, and they're still
Uh-huh.
telling these guys to go overseas. They're going to send a couple of more brothers, young men, to that destruction. That ain't what you do, man. You don't waste your youth bouncing around country to country. You don't do that, man. You need to focus and think about what you're going to do with your life, and don't waste your time.
Man, they
But
should have
but but
said,
these guys got money and stuff. They don't care.
nah, they was looking for entertainment. They could have sent Floyd to school to be a line worker or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Got the boy stepped up. You know what I'm saying? For real. And then he could have, but nah, man. So that's exactly what's going on, Platt. Like if they going to flex, I'm gonna tell you a good flex, right? Is if Anton came up here and showed us his portfolio. Not really showed us his portfolio or how much he got invested in, but show us some of the things. Show us some of the things you invested in. Show us some of the stocks and bonds you bought. That's a good flex. Like, look, I got stocks and bonds. Look what I bought, and that's something that people can get into. People can learn from. But we want to stunt on each other and not teach nothing. And like, when you stunting and teaching, you really stunting in a good way. But when you stunting and you just flexing and can't nobody learn nothing from the flex, it's kind of empty, yo. Especially nowadays.
Hmm. It's an insult to other men. And as a black man, as you live your life, I grew up as a kid around older black men. I'm talking about when I was like 6, 7. I'm talking about walking to elementary school, and you would see these older black men who may have been 50, and they didn't have much. The car was old. They didn't have much. They had more than a kid. I'm a kid, but then I would grow up and get just a half decent job, and they were still alive. And you would walk by and see them, and you would be very careful because they probably went through hell or whatever, and they're just trying to make it, and they're trying to do what they're supposed to do. But the last thing you want to do is stunt. Hey, look at my watch. Look, I got my watch better than your watch. Look at my shoe. That's what I'm saying. Think about it. And then these men may have lived under racism. And why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why is that so important for you to feel more than this guy? And that's no, I said that don't work over here. I didn't. That was out of respect. And you check yourself and you realize the things that go on in the black community. You have to be real careful with that stuff, man, because it is disrespectful.
You right. Why does Anton need more money? Or why does he need to tell us he got more money than Kwame? Like, what does that statement mean? What does it
I,
really mean?
I can answer that. See, in America, you're nothing unless you have something, even if you're faking it. It's all about the perception in America. So as long as you could project that you have something, that's good enough in America. A lot of people just living off debt, but you don't know they done used up $50,000 on their credit card just to impress you. All you see is the glitz and the glamour.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as you look like you got something, you're winning.
I
I mean,
think
how many? Go ahead.
Anton is giving not just not to joke on a brother, but I think he's giving niggas that's under 6 foot. Cause I'm one of the niggas that's under 6. I'm like 5'10". He giving niggas under 6 foot a bad look, yo. Like we need money and we need all these things to compensate for the fact that we ain't Kwame Brown height. Now I know I ain't Kwame Brown height. It is what it is. I still do good for myself, but I ain't taking the Anton route of this saying, well, I got money. Nigga, I ain't 6'7", but nigga, I got money. I ain't taking that route either. He making brothers look bad out here, yo. like he got little man syndrome, I think. I really think he got little man syndrome. Like Napoleon syndrome, where he just like little and round and ain't and his money got to speak for his lack of health, lack of athleticism, lack of patience, lack of real wisdom. It's a compensation, man. And I feel bad for the brother that he using money to compensate, cause that shit run out.
Yeah. Yep. Gotta get
Yeah,
away from that, man. You go through that process as a child, and you become an adult, and whatever you felt you didn't get from your parents, whatever it is, you pursue that, try to get that together as far as therapy and all of that, and then you live your life. All of that flexing stuff, man, that's stupid. You got to let that go, man. Yeah, I mean, you see it, but that's stupid. It means nothing. You got to take care of yourself. Are you taking care of yourself? That's all that matters. Oh, you taking care of yourself? You got a place to stay? Yeah. Your finances okay? You good? You got a job? You good? You're good. Why would I have to say, well, do you have more money than all these other niggas? Why would that matter? Yeah. Not yet. You need to work harder then. You need to have more money than these other niggas. We so messed up, man. Sometimes, man, you wonder how any black men are even existing. That's probably why you got so many homeless black men.
Exactly. Niggas done so much to get the bag chase. And I agree with what Kwame said. A real Christian ain't chasing money. They chasing Christ. They chasing a different life than worldly money. They just it don't make sense. Platt, I'm just saying it don't make sense. But then you see this though. You see the TD Jakes and you see these mega preachers chasing money. Not so I think our problem, Platt, is we trying to
I don't
see.
think. Well, hold up. I don't think TD Jakes chases money.
You don't think what? All right.
No, I don't
Okay.
think
Okay.
TD Jakes. I ain't never seen TD Jakes. Well, how do you think he chases money?
I do. I do. I think a lot of these. I think mega pastors chase money, not Christ. I do.
I don't see
I
that from
think that I
TD
personally
Jakes.
think that you may disagree.
Have you listened to TD Jakes?
Yeah, I've been to the Potter House before. It's in
Well, maybe
Dallas.
okay. There you go. I haven't been to the Potter House, so maybe it's things that they don't show. I'm gonna say from
Mhm.
he's got a YouTube channel. I've listened to some of his stuff, and I didn't get the impression that he was obsessed with money.
Oh, it's definitely.
No,
It's definitely.
I know he has it. I'm saying I haven't got. That's a big deal to him. Like, you got to donate this and all. He got a $5,000 line. He got $100,000. Stuff like that.
Yeah, it be going down like that. And Pastor, what about what about the other pastor that was riding around the Rolls Royce, fake that robbery at his church? You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like, yo,
Well, that's a bad pastor.
that's a,
He was.
that,
He was a
that
terrible pastor.
horrible, right? So you
Mm.
see people doing this though, playing chasing the money and hiding behind Christ. You do it. You can't really like Anton do outrageous stuff, but you can't talk bad about him because I'm a Christian. So if you criticize him, you criticize him a Christian. So now you the bad person.
Mm-hmm. What's up with you, Jay?
Oh dang, my bad, my bad.
Oh,
What's up with
okay.
y'all?
Did you want to add something?
Absolutely, sure, sure, sure. I was just waiting for everybody to put in their 2 cents or whatever. But no man, I think Anton done dug himself a little hole here, man. Now, obviously he's still making content, he's still doing his thing or whatever. But I think I heard him say all the publicity is good and everything like that. It's brought new sponsors to him, which truthfully, I don't think I believe that. I don't think a sponsor would want to get behind that or get behind what you know what I mean? I mean, he could just be saying, though it might be possible too. I'm just saying, like it. I don't believe that. What do you think? What do you think, Play? You really think he got some new sponsors of all after all this going on?
Well, you would think they wouldn't want to sponsor anybody that's controversial, because when you get attention, but that it is attached to their product. Um, I don't know, but I mean, if you believe you would have to believe him when he
And that's
says
my
things. Yeah, you just got to believe him.
and that's the point I was getting ready to make, Platt. You got to believe him. Anton is a very good liar. That's his best attribute. He's good. He's great at lying, and people love a beautiful lie, man. They just do. I could sit here and ask any of you guys. Okay, tell me what professional degree that does he hold? Tell me what this supposed to be the financial guru. Tell me one financial tip that he gave in the last 10 years he's been on YouTube that you could use to take to the bank. It's about four people on this panel? Can somebody tell me one thing he said that you could say, hey, that was a piece of good financial advice?
I'm not on his page. I'm not one of the 21,000 on his Patreon, so I don't know.
If you got a
I
That's my
Patreon, if your Patreon is that big, You don't have to, you don't need YouTube. You
Exactly.
can stream once a week on YouTube and you'll be fine.
Exactly.
That's a lot of bread, man. 21,000 a month?
That's 21,000 members. I don't even
Yeah,
know what
I
the
got
Patreon
it,
costs.
it's different tier. No, it's I don't know how I don't know how it's done either.
Can you
But
guys remember how he got so popular? Because nobody ever talks about
he
that.
got in the with his panels and stuff, he got in the algorithm and
No, Platt. You forget.
I
Remember he came on as the best friend of Kevin Samuels. He was calling Kevin Samuels Unc, and he was Kevin Samuels' best friend. He rode the Kevin Samuels wave. That's how he got so popular back when in the pandemic.
I didn't even know he knew Kevin Samuels.
Yes, remember he was crying when Kevin died and all that.
Um a lot of them well nothing. I'm not gonna keep
Yeah,
oh man.
I don't
he
know
was
if the Kevin Sam. I don't know if the Kevin
Yeah,
Samuel. I don't know if the Kevin Samuel stem was packet. That's what we called it back then. I don't know if it was that big, dog.
yeah. He
I
rode
just
the
don't
Kevin
know.
Samuels wave. That was his claim to fame. I know Kevin Samuels. That's my friend. That's my best friend. That's how he got so popular. Nobody remember that though.
No, I didn't even know he knew Kevin Samuels.
Yes,
Did he
but
do a show with Kevin?
I don't
well,
know.
no. He said he knew Kevin. He had Kevin's phone number. Kevin called Kevin
Yeah,
uncle,
okay.
and he
Yeah. Okay.
Kevin. He was just like Obsidian.
He was at the
Everything was
he was at
about
the
Kevin.
funeral.
Actually, well,
He was at the
Obsidian,
funeral though.
yeah, Obsidian knows him.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah,
the guy Donovan Sharp did a bunch of shows with him. So what I'm saying is he's saying to people he's his best friend, which he might be. I just never didn't I never even known they did anything together. And I,
no. He didn't know Kevin because he turned around and did an interview with Angry Man, and Angry Man hated Kevin's guts. So
but he also spoke at Kevin's funeral though.
yeah, then turned around and did an interview with Angry Man who hated Kevin's guts.
No
Is that
loyalty,
right?
yo. That's not
Yeah.
Christian like no loyalty, yo. Having no loyalty is not Christian like.
look, at the end of the day, I don't know who went to the funeral. And somebody put down Lil Peep. Maybe he met him on that because Kevin used to go down there. Maybe that's where they met him. So or whatever. And but look, I'm not questioning anybody as far as how they felt um, about Kevin and the people who cried. Right? I'm sure they were traumatized. You know, it was a death. But some of those people, man, I'm not sure if they weren't just doing that to try to, eat off of Kevin by pretending they were closer than, that they were, because I mean, I saw a bunch of people cry when he passed away, but I don't know if those guys, I don't even know if they even knew him.
Yeah, that's what Kevin never said Anton's name before. Anton just claimed him.
Well, at the end of the day, man, you think he got more money than Kwame?
I believe so. He lied, like I said, he lies better than Kwame.
That don't mean he got
What?
more money.
Hey man,
Okay. Yeah, but well, I mean, I don't know, man. It says on it on Google, Kwame at one point had $100 million.
yeah, but if you don't have no vehicle for that $100 million to ride in, man, you just gonna blow it after a while. He had that money 20 plus years ago. You know what I mean? You need tax shelters. You need a
Mhm.
team around that money, or you just gonna eventually it's just gonna start dwindling away, man.
Yep. Slowly, you're gonna go broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he has. I don't think Kwame is rich, but I think he good I think he good. Well, he did one thing that was smart. He invested in land, yo. So and raw
Mhm.
land too that can be developed and people can. So he has something to fall back on.
But
Definitely.
to Kwame's, to Kwame's, he didn't have this new internet game. This new internet's like the new dope game. This the new crack right here.
Yeah. Okay, bro. Well, we got so much for the stream, bro. You got
You gotta chill out with the word code words, man.
Oh,
But let me just say this, man. I think here's the thing, man. Kwame Brown had this money for the last 20 plus years, almost 25 years, right? And it's like for him, it's like it's nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's like he's used to it. It's like that shit doesn't impress him. Like the Gucci bag, the Porsche 911, all that shit doesn't impress him because he had it. He been there, done that. He got the chicks. He got everything in life. And it's like that's why when you see Kwame Brown in his videos of his house, it's just humbling. It's like it's humble. He has it. And it's like Anton Daniels is new money. You know what I'm saying? He's showing
Mhm.
off. He's showing off with the Versace, wardrobe and the back cases and all that. It's like this is a guy that got rich the last few years and he's flexing right now. You know what I'm saying? You could
Mhm.
tell, first of all, you could tell Anton Daniels is a square because this the same dude that used to get up picked on in high school. That used to, you know what I'm saying? And it's like now he got money, and all of a sudden he looking down on everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a lot of times when guys get picked on coming up through high school or maybe even a freshman in college and the seniors and they don't get the things they want, the attention, the girls, and then they go on say they hook up with a company like say a Google and boom, they hit a wave and the next thing you know they're making 250 at 30, a year. No kids, no wife. They tend to be abusive toward the people who are not making that type of money, which is weird when you think about it. You think they would know better, right? But it's like they went through that. It's like they just want to take it out on somebody else. And they don't care. They don't care if it affects them. They don't care because at some point people did it to them. Yeah, I see that a lot, man.
that's a good point.
I mean,
You're
it's
right.
it's like you know what I'm saying? It's like the dudes that became cops were the same dudes that wasn't popular in high school. They were the nerds. They were you know what I'm saying? The dudes that used to get picked on. And what they do is like the way they can get back at society is becoming a cop. And as a cop, you kind of hold authority. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you driving that, cop car, it's like everybody moving out the way for you. So they love that authority because they trying to get revenge back on society and how society did them as a young kid. You know what I'm saying? Anton Daniels is the same way. You could tell like this dude has a lot of insecurities. Just by the way he's flashing his money, showing off this, that, and the third. He never used to have all this. It's fresh new money. So it's like when you're not used to certain kind of lifestyle, and or I mean, he went from 0 to 100, and it's like a lot of things just start changing for him, and now he just he just calls everybody who disagrees with him broke.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like everybody he disagrees with. It's like okay, if you're not into certain, he's talking about if you're not over certain net worth and all that, and you're not making X amount of money, then you don't deserve my attention. You know what I'm saying? He's like pretty much everybody that disagrees with him, he calling them broke. And one thing he also
Or
did is
or
like
or
he called the
or,
guys on. Go ahead.
or a liberal.
Oh, liberal.
Go
Yep,
ahead.
Uh,
liberal. See, the thing is like,
uh-huh.
that thing, that liberal thing is the most annoying thing. It's like
Uh-huh. You
I
forgot
can't
one
stand
plat.
that.
You on a Democratic plantation. That's his third one.
Yeah.
Exactly, and it's like that's like when somebody's losing an argument, they just throw that insult. You know what I'm saying? They can't like form some kind of argument around it or present some kind of facts or presentations. So what they do is like they just start throwing insults. They start calling you broke. They start calling you libtard. All
Yeah.
all kind of names. You know what I'm saying?
but I think he living more liberal
Yeah.
than anyone. Cause like Kwame sit at the crib with his tractor on the internet chilling. Sit
Uh-huh.
talking shit. But
Mm-hmm.
Anton, you the one that's flying around with strange women and hotels
Mm-hmm.
and in Vegas and fast cars. That's more liberal, dog. That's on the
It's
liberal side of
liberal.
the game.
Flexing is
Mm-hmm.
liberal. To
No
flex
doubt.
is liberal. Just to do it, that's liberal. That's not the actions of a conservative. None of that.
Mm-hmm. Our fighting is liberal.
Yep. Well, defending yourself, but see,
No,
that's now
well,
we're getting into that's neither one. But you guys, are you familiar with Dean Martin?
yeah, of course. I'm old enough. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Dean Martin was like he sort of brought being the cool guy, the cool dad into fashion in the sense the dad who and he was on TV, but the guy who you went over to your friend's home and his dad, had cable. His dad had a pool. His dad had a bar. And his dad was always cool with you. And it was like he was so cool, right? But he was a liberal. He was a liberal, and that's what I'm saying. It was like, and he made it more like acceptable to be like that, right? Because normally your dad's gonna say you kids are too young, or sit there. You better not get in that pool. Um, who's your friend? Tell your friend that you can't have company after shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's real strict and stuff. But then the Dean Martin types, those
Mm-hmm.
were cool dudes, man. And and unfortunately, they would even let you bring girls over, because
Mm-hmm.
you knew he was cool. He wouldn't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hanging out with Sammy. Yeah, hanging out with Sammy Davis Jr., a
yeah,
black guy. That's a liberal. That was liberalism, considered liberalism at the time. Yeah, you're right.
Plat.
they've created a different definition for liberal now. Now it's the what it's the protester who the tree hugger.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that shit.
Plat.
No
But
doubt.
Plat.
actually, liberal was really cool, man. It's not now, but
Green hair,
yeah,
tree hugging.
Listen,
yeah.
listen.
Purple hair. I'm hearing like purple hair,
Nose
pink
ring.
hair,
Uh,
nose ring. What is it? Back. They also like they say, okay, drive Toyota Prius.
uh-huh.
Drive Subaru.
Listen.
They
Plat.
got all kind of
The
stereotypes.
Subaru, yeah.
Plat.
Yeah.
Plat. What part of the conservative playbook is Anton Daniels in the where you have conservative buying Gucci, driving in. I thought conservative was where you actually conserve and make investments and stuff like that with your money. Like I never met a conservative that's in Gucci every other
Oh yeah,
day.
you never will. And that's the thing. That's the contradiction of him. It's a foreign company. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm gonna drape myself in Gucci and Louis Vuitton, and I'm gonna go to a conservative town hall, and they're talking about America first, and I'm sitting up there draped.
Draped
Yeah,
out with
No
a
doubt.
Panettone rollie on.
No
Yo,
doubt,
the
man.
car is even foreign. The car foreign, the clothes foreign, the watches are foreign.
Come
yeah.
on, man.
It's just a contradiction, but they do need someone to get up and validate their racism and make a bunch of excuses and tell them they're not racist or tell them they're victims. And we see guys doing it now. White men are victims, and it's the black
Mm.
men who are part of the problem and all of that. Or how about this? Are the problem. So yeah, and you probably that shit works. When you look at Charlie Kirk, Charlie Kirk, what 2020? He was just or 2019, whenever he started. He really didn't start that long ago. He was just a guy or whatever who was starting like a little pact or something, and it just grew and grew and grew.
Well, Platt, that's kind of how it happened, but I've got this book called The Seven Mountain Mandate, and it talks about TPUSA and how Charlie started it after high school. He had a stimulus packet that he had a big stimulus. A Christian, another Christian nationalist put a whole lot of money behind TPUSA, but that's neither here nor there.
Okay.
But money made it happen.
So hold up, this guy you
Mhm.
talking about, right? Didn't he
Mhm.
give Fuentes some money too?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's a group of what we call angel investors
Hmm.
that give young men money, and they're gonna pick when they're gonna do one in high school too. Um, because that's what they really want to give. They want to get them when they're young. But what they do is they just give a child or a young man a lot of money, and then they teach them talking points. This is a class they put them through, like Bible study almost, and then they put them out into society and they pump it. They pump it.
You think
You know
Anton?
what? And you know what? And Platt, man, I don't want to like, crash the stream or whatever. But think about it, bro. The similarities between Charlie Kirk and Anton Daniels is very, very similar. They bait, negative, bait you into negative conversations. They do a whole lot of antagonistic behavior and stuff like that, man. I don't want to see him end up like Charlie Kirk, man. I don't want to see him end
Yeah,
up.
I don't want to
He
see that
said he
either. We
pulling
don't need
up.
to. Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't have to
he
go
said he
down
pull.
there.
Yeah, but he said he pulling up to every interview though, bro. He
Oh
said
well,
he
that's
pulling
fine.
up.
No, but I mean, we don't have to. Come on, man. Come on, come on.
I
But
got
yeah,
you. I got you.
yeah, we don't. That was a tragedy. What happened to Kirk? And no, we wouldn't want to see anything happen to him. And I
See
don't
the
want to
thing
see
was,
anything. I don't want to see anything happen to you. So
yeah. See the thing
that's
is like with the whole Charlie Kirk situation is like it was a white dude that actually
yeah, I
did
got
it.
it. We get it all of that, man.
Like,
We don't want to go down that
yeah,
stuff
yeah, yeah. And
because
it's like we gotta also understand it's sometimes it's also white people also fighting us, fighting our battle. You
well,
know what
we
I'm saying?
see
It's
that
like,
we just saw that. We saw Trump, his White House secretary came out talking about that black dude who did that thing on the train. And I said, what about the two? You got a warm body in the morgue, man. What about him? Right? And they just said that they're trying to conceal evidence. This is crazy, man. The way things are going now, it is bizarre.
Hey
It's
yo,
yeah.
crazy.
You guys looked at the polls, right?
No, I
yeah.
haven't seen them.
Oh man, it's not looking too good for the Republican Party, bro. It's you talk about independents, Democrats, or even Republicans are because like they were asked
Switching
like, is
up.
the country better yet last year or 2 years ago? Like most of them says like it's worse off. You see what I'm saying? It's like the economy. You see what I'm saying? Immigration. You see what I'm saying? The cost of living. Also the Epstein files. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are saying that administration is doing this whole distraction thing, just to, kind of distract from the Epstein files. So it's like, so it's a lot of crazy work out here, bro.
Hey yo, Platt. So that dude that gave all that money, his name was Rob McCoy.
And he died. Didn't he die?
Rob McCoy, I'm not for sure if he passed or not, but he had a mega church in California, and he the
Hmm.
one that started all that. He the one that gave Charlie Kirk all that money for TPUSA. So like, there's always an angel investor. Like you can say like Kevin Samuels helped create Anton or whatever. There's always somebody bigger that helped these people blow up.
Hmm.
Platt, I got a
Mhm.
question. I got a question for you, Platt. Do you think that with him pulling up to these interviews and saying that he's pulling he pulling up? That's what Anton said. He said he pulling up. So do you
He was
think that
just
it's
on.
gonna be
He was just on the panel. This
what?
happened yesterday. Hold up, hold up. I heard him. He's only pulling up because he want to check niggas' temperature and all that bullshit. That's him right there yesterday on the panel.
Do you think that people are gonna have that same energy that Corey had for him, or you think that was he gonna tighten up his security and stuff like that?
Well, I don't know, man. But that's him on the panel. They say he's been hopping on panels left and right.
Well, he
I
need
think
to
that's
come
what he's
over.
gonna be doing.
He
I think
need
that's
to
what he's
he need
gonna
to come
He
do.
over
been getting
here.
flamed. He been getting flamed too, because Kwame Brown took. I mean, took. You know, he wasn't too pleased that he brought his name up. I just don't think. I don't think he could deal with people like that. He'll break. He'll break before they will.
Well, he's gonna
Anton
defend
is new.
himself, man. He's gonna
Yeah,
defend
but he's
himself.
new. He's new to this. People like Kwame Brown has been a star and in the limelight for a long time. How you gonna compete with somebody like that? You can't.
The nigga never balled with Jordan. Like this nigga never played with Jordan. Now his he might have had a bad experience playing with Jordan, but he never played with Jordan. He not new to popularity, man, and he not new to money. And
Like
it's
Anton is.
I feel
Yeah.
sorry for somebody that gets popularity and get you know how when people win the lottery, it's bad for them. Like they
Yeah.
life, their quality of life don't actually go up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's happening with Anton. His quality of life is not going on. He getting fatter and fatter.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? I think what's happening to Anton is kind of like what Platt be talking about. He realizes now because I heard people on his panel tell him that he was a lame, and the only reason why he getting bitches is because of the newfound money that he got. And I
Uh,
think it's starting to
well,
dawn on him. These niggas might be right. I
what
really
women?
couldn't get this.
what
What
he say?
women is
I
he
could.
getting?
Yeah. He say he
Well,
don't
he
cheat.
got the girl Mika, whatever. He couldn't be running around with Mika if he wasn't financing that.
Well, I would,
You
well,
know what
they
I'm
don't.
saying?
They don't
Facts.
look, brother.
Facts.
We have to deal with reality, right? And he said that they don't do anything, and she
Yeah.
said she ain't nobody's side chick. I can't be
Mika wouldn't
responsible.
even deal with him, Platt, if
I don't
he
know
didn't
that.
have that bankroll.
I
Come
don't know.
on,
Well,
man.
you know what? You can say modern women probably. There's a lot of modern women who gonna want some money. And look on that. They say they don't mess with each other, so we accept that. But this is the thing: for a man, whether you like it or not, unless you really got your shit together, when you start dealing with younger women, you 40 headed to 50, she's still in her 20s. For a man, more than likely, you're gonna have to come out your pocket, man.
Come on, man.
Or
No,
you
I'm
can
just saying
stay in your lane. Or Platt, why can't you stay in your lane?
okay, but I'm just saying what I'm saying is a lot of guys they don't understand that it's called aging.
Mm.
You can get a lot of women all the time, and then you'll notice that it's going down. And if you deal with younger women, you'll be like, damn, man, she think I'm tricking. Well, it's your age. It's your age. She assumed you
Well,
were like that because of your age. You're old enough to be her father. And you're coming to her like you want to be her boyfriend in college. So when guys do that, they put themselves in a bad situation, man. When you in your 40s, she's in her 20s, you're probably gonna have to give her something. That don't mean that's every case. So you were saying the situation, yeah. I mean,
well,
and when you got to use your money, especially you're a hood dude and you got to use money, it's gonna have problems. But see, the rappers they always give women money, so that's what they give. They pay women all the time. Period. You know, the rappers
so
don't,
so
they don't care. They just throw their money away.
so Platt, let me ask you this then. You just said he said he not messing with her, and she said the same thing. Fine. But remember, he did the same thing. He was trying to do the same thing with Six the Goddess.
No, we
So
don't
I
know that.
guess
Freeze. We don't do it. Come on, we don't know that. I don't know nothing
no,
about
no,
the goddess.
no, no,
I'm just
no. I don't mean mess with her. I mean he befriended her and befriended her in some type of way. And I'm trying to ask you what you think his angle is by having these women around, and
Well,
he's
he
I,
just
said,
saying he don't do.
let me,
he said, he says that having a pretty woman on your arm open up doors that
okay.
otherwise are closed. I guess that's why he does it.
But you got a wife, and you don't think your wife is. Okay.
You know
So
what? Yeah, yeah. I'm lost too.
so
Yeah,
what it
well,
is
he says he's never committed adultery. We don't. That's not even what this conversation is about, man. This conversation is about the
the money.
hypocrisy of being, the money. Just that we don't have to go down to where, women too. When guys get into money, they get in. Some guy, it depends. Like they say, when guys are not used to things, when guys are not used to money, when they get money, what
But
do? They go and they throw it away. They go and buy things they shouldn't buy. They make bad purchases because they're not used to money. They don't understand money. When guys are not used to women, what do? More than likely, they pick the wrong one. More than likely, they get themselves in trouble. And when guys are not used to
yeah.
women, next thing you know, guys are married and then they're messing with other women. And then people look at them and say, man, you're married. You know, when you going to
Okay.
put it down? Well, it's like they're trying to make up for lost time.
Mm.
But I thought the conversation was about you said about the flex, and the woman is a
We don't
flex, right?
want. Yeah, we don't like. I don't like to bring up because I don't. I'd rather this. I've seen them argue or whatever, but I didn't know nothing about. I don't even, they was on. I seen the argument, and I thought that when she said I don't want to do it because of the pearl thing, that's about the only thing.
Yeah.
That was my first time even hearing
But
of who that was. I don't even know who that was.
You would have
but
been
Platt,
but you would have been better off going that route with the whole pearl thing and the money rather than her and the money. You know what I'm
but Platt,
saying?
I thought we flex because of women. I thought we buy the shiny things because we're trying to attract more women.
Some guys do.
That,
I think you do. I think niggas do that because they trying to get into a different arena, a different realm, and in that area of space, they are gonna be. There's gonna be women, and no matter what space you in. But I guess we consider them prettier or higher class the more you step up that ladder, I guess. But he was messing up the money way before the beautiful women, dog. Buying them. And you remember he had a wall full of Jordans and stuff at one point. Then
Yeah.
it then then that was that. He stepped up to a next tier and went to the Rolexes and
Oh
Versace.
my
Then the
God, man.
next tier he went to the Ferraris and Lamborghinis. So
Shit.
he just trying to step up the money ladder. You know what I mean? It's I hate to see a grown man sign his life over to the dollars, man. But it is what it is, man. A lot of people do it, man. They don't find no real substance in life. They just chase that dollar. They bag chasers.
Man, I just believe that this is just a nigga who ain't never had shit, man.
Mm.
And and when he got on YouTube or whatever, we seen him go through phases. Bro, I seen this dude in an empty, like 10 years ago, he was at the empty Detroit Lions thing. He gave an interview, like stadium, and he gave an interview at an empty Detroit stadium, bro. And you
Mhm.
could just see him like trying to figure it out as he went. You know what I'm saying? And he just came into that. It's a nigga ain't never had shit though. It's there's nothing
Yeah. See,
nothing.
that's the thing about it's always going to come down to that because you're going to be exposed when you're not going to be used to things, and there's really nothing wrong with that. But if you're one side of the fence acting like you are, it's going to be obvious. If I got invited on a yacht today, I've never been on a yacht. I've been on a ship. I haven't been on a yacht. I've never been on a yacht.
Mm-hmm.
But what if I'm telling them, yeah, man, I use my dad. This was shit. My dad got 3 yachts.
Mm.
And then I get on there and I'm doing stuff that you're not supposed to do, and they're looking at me, and I'm way too close to the edge, and
no.
they're gonna say it's gonna be pretty obvious you ain't used to the yacht.
Exactly.
uh,
This whole
Yo, Platt,
situation taught
don't
me.
forget, Platt. This the dude that dressed up as a hot dog, an Oscar Mayer
Yeah,
wiener.
I remember that shit.
Like, yo,
And you
you
ain't
can't
shit for that comment.
like your pause, dog. Pause for me saying that. But yo, this dude dressed up as a hot dog, my dude. Like, no man with money, no man with substance. I mean, I don't know, dog. Maybe I've never dressed up as a hot dog, bro. And
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean,
Yeah.
you can see. I saw the videos. The guy, he's got him out. Can I get a hug and stuff? So, a guy trying to get a channel jumped off. We can see that. And you guys say, Kevin, Kevin, when he first started, he was in his car and Um, I think he had. I think now don't quote. I mean, don't hold me to this. I think when he first got on YouTube, he was right out of defeating. He had finished his cancer treatments because he's very skinny. And then over time, he started to build up or whatever. And and he got the money. That's anything. That can happen to you. That can happen to anybody. It depends on your channel. It depends on your algorithm. It just depends on how your channel is perceived and the people.
Okay, yeah, but
But
Platt,
one
okay,
thing
you're
about
you're you're
Kevin though,
explaining.
Platt, he
Listen,
didn't
listen.
shit on people.
Yeah,
No
yeah, yeah,
doubt.
Well,
yeah.
you
You're
can
you're
say,
He
okay,
explaining
if
didn't
you
shit
believe
on people.
humble
if you
beginnings,
believe
bro.
that, if you believe
Yes, he did, dog. Yes, he did. Yes,
Nah,
Kevin
he
he
Samuels
did.
didn't.
went hard. The,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
difference is like Kevin Samuels wasn't going hard on the community or something. I'm at Anton Daniels, front page of the YouTube. I swear, it feels like he makes minorities, the people of color, just look like enemies, bro. It's like I'm looking at it every time. You see, look, I'm looking at one video saying Asian women being used up out west. It's like it seems like it's like a negative. With all these videos, like negative experiences with some like people of color, and it's like this dude. I feel like he found a niche, in this whole far right movement. He found a niche and he's profited off that. You see what I'm saying?
Nah, he
He
he got that shit from Kevin Samuels though. That baiting, that negative baiting shit. That's straight out of the Kevin Samuels playbook. So he need to be thanking Kevin for all of his game and all of his success right now because he wasn't baiting people like he was now before that. Kevin was the first person to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, he just done took a play out of Kevin book, man, and that made him rich. 21,000 subscribers on Patreon. That's a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard when you go over there and you look at it, it's some shit that you could Google, man. The information that he got on the bag test is some shit you could just go and Google, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Google.
yeah
It's that AI ask AI shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's what it is.
No doubt.
yeah, and it's like I just with him it's like he's so dependent on YouTube, and it's like because he's making a lot of money off YouTube, right? And YouTube at the end of the day, they're your boss. At any given point, they can release you. They can demonetize your channel. We saw that with Fresh and Fit. When Fresh and Fit was talking crazy, YouTube they demonetized them. So I wouldn't Anton Daniels, he gotta watch what he says because at any given point,
well, now
YouTube
that
go ahead.
not under this administration, and they've
That's a
been
good
getting on
point. That's a
they've
good
been
point. That's
getting
a
on
good
the
point.
so- they've been getting on the social media
That's a good point.
platform, which they've been pushing that conservative. Uh, they don't push right or wrong. They push. You guys are clamping on conservatives when they're really not. They're actually clamping on liberals. But and they're always going to be on the other side. So, but nah, he's not going to really get in.
Yeah,
Unless it's like a Nick Fuentes, that type of stuff. That's probably not going to be. They're not probably going to deal with it. But just talking about like doing what Charlie Kirk did, he ain't have no problem on social media doing that.
For now, he better make his money until maybe there's a new administration in the White
yeah,
House
yeah.
and
That's what
Congress
that's a good
because they
point. That's a
coming.
good point. That's a good point. That's a good point because you got to remember when Fresh and Fit when they were bad, it happened under Biden. You see what I'm saying? But now Trump, they're letting everybody rock out. Now, actually, excuse myself, they're not letting everybody rock out.
What?
They only letting the people on the right rocking out. On the people on
They
the
let
far on the left, you criticize Charles Kirk, man, you getting banned. They're reporting you to your job. You know
oh
what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's like anything you say is against Charles Kirk. It's like they're reporting you. You know what I'm saying? So it,
Yeah.
it seems like it switched. Where in the
they
past,
even make him visit. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
No. You're right. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right. My bad.
I was just gonna say in the past they let you know what I'm saying. It's like these kind of videos wasn't being promoted. Right now, if you look at Twitter, bro, it's full of millions of bots. Don't think all those negative comments you seen on Twitter. Don't think it's real. It's bots. You know what I'm saying? It's like I had to deactivate that shit because it's just you know what I'm saying? because they pushing that shit over there right now. Because it's like a new administration, they pushing that right movement thing, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
bots out. That's why they bought Twitter. They know they can't. They need to be able to funnel misinformation to the people. So they couldn't do that last time. Every mistake that they made, they're trying to correct this time,
Hmm.
I
and
like
it is
X though.
yeah.
And
it's filled
But
with
here's the
bots.
thing, Pat. But here's the thing, Pat. Most of the American people, they care about the economy, the cost of living, and all that, right? It's like this whole social media thing and all that. The average person is gonna be like, look like they're gonna look at their grocery prices. And they're gonna be like, $100 got me this amount of items last year, and now when I shop, and it's like I'm barely getting anything. That's the way they're thinking. It's like you can do all this social media thing, sending the bots and misinformation. At the end of the day, if you hurt in people's pockets, that would make them go against you. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
the
but my
Democrats
brother,
the Democrats
go ahead.
lost. Um, you could make a case that Trump didn't win. The Democrats lost with Biden, the brain fart, um, and in addition to all of the gay stuff, and
And the
you know,
money, the economy. The economy was bad under Biden. At the end, people was
nah,
pissed off. Oh
nah,
yeah,
nah,
yeah,
that's not.
yeah,
Nah, they
yeah.
just lost.
Interest. Hey,
If he would
the housing
if he would
interest
have
rates
ran
went up under Biden, man.
if he would have ran against Biden, he would have lost.
Look, man,
Biden
the
just
housing
had that.
interest rate is 6%. It went up under Biden. These young
Biden, if
people,
Yeah,
these
but
young,
Mike, if he would have ran against Biden, he would
he
have
would
lost.
have destroyed Biden.
Nah, he
That's
would
why
have
they
lost.
made Biden get out. That's why they made Biden
They
get
made
out.
Biden get out because
You playing
he had a brain fart,
revisionist
man.
history.
No, I'm not.
Man,
At the
Biden,
debate, he lost the debate. Really,
then
he looked bad. He looked like he was too
yeah,
old to be president.
it was over. The numbers
Well,
showed them they had to
that was
force
the
him out.
problem. That was the problem.
Platt, you don't believe the economy was bad under Biden?
No,
Man, you gotta be smoking. You
nope.
gotta be smoking.
I'm frozen in. I should be.
Hey, let me ask you
What?
this. Let me ask you this. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, and right now, because Trump been in office more than a year right now, right?
No, he
2 years
got in
ago,
on January 20th. Well, yeah, a
all
little
right,
bit over a year.
a little bit over here. Do you
Yeah.
feel like prices went up or went down?
Well, prices are automatically gonna go up on everything.
Yeah, but then this administration, they said they was going to drop the prices, right?
They did. They did.
They did say that, right? But what
Yeah.
happened? The opposite happened with the tariffs and all that. What did the tariffs did? The tariffs increased the prices way more than inflation would. You see what I'm saying? You are right. Inflation typically is going to go up regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's averaging at 3.1 every year out, right? But you got inflation. You also got tariff-based inflation, and it's like when Trump first imposed them tariffs, the certain products went up. You see what I'm saying? Certain products went up. Like electronics went up, cars went up, all that shit went up. And it's like, that's what it goes back to what I was saying. It's like at the end of the day, you got midterms coming up, and it's like people are looking at what's hurting their pockets, and they're like, okay, this wasn't. And at the end of the day, you got swing voters, right? You got swing voters. People are independent, right? Because they swing either whichever.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
independent.
saying? You always gonna have the true, Republicans, and you always gonna have the true Democrats. But what moves the elections is the independents, and you gotta win over those people. And right
Hey,
now,
guys. Hey,
hold on, let me
go
land
ahead.
my plane.
Yeah.
Right now, when you look at those independents, and when you look at the polls and all that, it's not looking too good for this administration right now, bro. And I'm just looking at the polls right now
Well,
based on facts.
I'm looking at the bodies that's mounting up with ICE. I think that's going to affect the midterms. I think a lot of people are they're just simply going to say, hey, we don't want these men coming through our, just taking people off. They say they want immigrants, but they've already put down 2 Americans, 2 white
Yeah,
Americans.
they were
Well,
they were intervening. They were
And
resistant.
speaking of ice, Plaid, people mad right now that this administration
Uh-huh.
ain't done more to help with Americans in this ice storm. You got
Ain't
ice in the
nothing.
street, and you got these ice storms, and people freezing, and they ain't doing nothing about these energy costs. They done cut FEMA. The
Well,
highways is frozen.
fellas, I'm out here right now. I'm in Missouri. We had it, but I'm gonna tell y'all this: under the Biden administration, the inflation rate was 21.5%. The first Trump administration, it was only 8,
Mike,
and it's
Mike,
not 21% right now, brother.
Mike.
I'm
Biden's
just
not.
telling you.
Mike.
Mike, chill,
Biden's
chill,
not.
chill.
Biden's not in
Now,
office.
how am I gonna chill when y'all putting out disinformation, brother?
Biden is not in office, bro. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
But
He's not in
the
office.
inflation
Hold
rate is
on,
not the
Mike.
same.
You're
You
putting out
can't.
misinformation, Mike. We're not even talking about Joe Biden.
You,
The man's
well,
not
you
even in
saying that,
office.
The
but
man
y'all
has been
just said
out of
something that
office
wasn't
more than a
true.
year right now. What excuse
What,
do
hold
you
on,
have?
what did I say that wasn't true, Mike?
You said the cost of living under Trump is higher
No, I didn't.
than
I
was
said
than
that
under.
Biden. I said Biden would have beat him.
It wasn't no way he would have.
Okay, well then, what did I say that was untrue? You disagree with me? You came up here talking about some damn Joe Biden and stats and stuff. That man ain't even in office no more.
Yeah, they blame Joe Biden for about 6 months of this pregnancy.
Yeah,
I
you
think like
wonder.
last month they stopped blaming Biden because at first, well, Biden,
I heard
Biden.
somebody bring up Obama. I was like, Obama.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they kept saying Biden's economy, Biden's economy. I'm not, bro. You literally had a whole year to fix this issue, so-called issue, and you haven't done shit but increase the prices on everything. You know what I'm saying? Now eggs, a dozen of eggs that used to cost $1.99 costs like
Eight
$5.99. You
dollars.
know what I'm saying?
I bought some
Over
yesterday. At $8.
$8. You know what I'm saying? It's
Eight
like,
dollars. I
Yeah,
bought
you know what I'm saying?
18 eggs for $8.
damn.
Damn,
And it's
man.
like, and
Food is up,
Well,
man, and we'll see. But they're deliberately pushing misinformation out via Twitter, via social media, lies. Just like they're lying about that man who's lost his life. They're lying about him. They're lied about that woman. So people gonna have to make up their mind up. What kind of administration do you want? What kind of country do you want to live in? Because what happens when they knock you down and then they lie about it? That ain't gonna be cool, man. Now, all of this stuff, like I said, the Democrats, in my opinion, they lost it. They went way too far left. Maybe they'll learn from their lesson or whatever. But no, it's the way
I
it is.
mean, they went where they went left is like that whole, and this is what got the independence moving to the right. Is what they with the whole the whole transgender people competing in women's sports and all that,
Yeah, a lot.
and
Well, that's the law, though, right?
oh, that's a law.
I believe that's why they're able to do it because they
Oh,
identify, all of that stuff. Just like the thing with Obama, right? Gay marriage, right? They keep saying he did it, which he didn't. That's the law, right? So if it's the law, he's gonna follow the law. Now we know Trump could care less about a law, but I'm saying that's why he did it, though. But look, that's fine, though, man. That's fine. Obama is long gone, and Joe Biden is, he's still alive, man. I don't know what happened during that debate, but he's still people thinking he wasn't gonna make it through the second term, and I don't know what's going on with him.
I can't believe you caping for Sleepy Joe, man. He was falling asleep, bro, every time.
How am I
Every time he
caping
get on
for
the
I
Sleepy
mean,
Joe? I said
I
that
mean,
the man lost
he's
the
not.
debate.
I mean,
What you know what, bro? All of this stuff. Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. You guys got me messed up. I'm an American. I'm not a fucking Republican or a Democrat. If anything, I'm an independent. I'm an American. I don't have my thumb on the scale for any of them. So when I vote, I'm gonna vote for what's best for me and best for my country. I'm not gonna vote some way because somebody gonna call me a liberal. Oh man, I thought you was a conservative. You're a liberal. Oh man, I thought you was a liberal. You're a conservative. That's why you close the curtain in the voting booth. You go in, you put your vote in, and you leave. And they've done this on purpose. You got to understand, they're making everything partisan on purpose to try to. How can't you just make a vote and the people vote for the people they want? Just like this thing. Why can't you just say what happened? Okay, did somebody make a mistake? Did the agent overreact? Okay, fire his ass. Why you gotta lie for him? Why don't you get the illegals out? And I don't see nothing wrong. That dude ran in the street because that man pushed that woman and he got caught up. So whatever, man. I don't control nothing, man. I'm just watching.
I mean,
What up, Flat? What
the,
up?
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's just this whole thing has been. You talking about a guy that failed multiple businesses trying to
Mm-hmm.
run a whole country. You know what I'm saying? It's like, first of all, you gotta your resume doesn't, you see what I'm saying,
Well, no,
reflect that. And
well, look,
also
look.
he's building off generational wealth.
Yeah, but we
You see
can't.
what I'm saying?
We'll
He
be.
always had he came from a rich family. And it's like, even though he had businesses, all that capital was generated through his family's wealth. You see what I'm saying?
Well, he's making money now, so that's.
Yeah, he's making money right now
But brother,
because you know how
wait,
he's making money? Because
brother,
the whole, go ahead.
brother. I don't want to talk about Trump, man. Trump's going to do what he wants to do. If they want to curtail him, they'll have to do it. I don't want to talk about him. Okay, if they want to knock down two more people and people don't care, I'm not going to waste my time with that.
What up, Plat? What's going on?
What's up with you, man?
Chilling, man.
Yeah,
Millionaire
so
over 10,000.
this right here with this guy, hey, but can't hate on him. A lot of money out there. I don't know why he's doing it, but my only thing was the hypocrisy. That's all. You certainly can live your life any kind of way. You can, if that's between you and your woman, however you live, right? And I agree, it's not for the internet. If you are having multiple relationships, that's not for the internet. But yeah, and then if you call yourself a Christian, it's going to cause conflict. But as far as a person that's on YouTube who says they're a conservative and they keep their private business offline, that's their opinion.
A
I
Christian.
don't think they're being a hypocrite at all. That's the way they live. But if a person comes on, like we said, look at all of the clothes and the watches and the cars, but you say you don't like that part of the black community, but you want to be a part of that black. You want to.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Go ahead, Platt. Go ahead.
No, you come down on people like that, yet that's what you are. That's the thing that throws everybody off, because you're more likely to be like that than they are. Oh, black folks are a certain kind of way. Black people, they they got to spend their money. They ain't gonna save their money and do the right thing. And then, black people, they always gonna want to dress up. And then, so that's what I'm saying. You look at the stuff, it doesn't make any sense, man.
Yeah, a Christian wouldn't live in that kind of confusion, and that's the reason why it's just nasty work, dog. It's nasty work, Plat, to be able to hide behind Christianity while causing all this. I ain't
You
confused,
know
but a
that's
lot of people are.
when you do that, that's Satan, right?
I ain't want to. I ain't
When
want to
you
go that route,
well,
But
yeah,
hey,
when you know the Bible and you know it and you willfully use it, the words of it, to engage in sin, that's being satanic. And
we
they
on
never said you
YouTube.
would. They never said you wouldn't make any money. They just
We
said
on YouTube.
be careful. They always warn you about doing that because they said there'll be a price to pay for that.
There's a
You
big
know,
price to pay for it, but hey, we on YouTube, man. Pick some people that if you wearing a hot dog outfit, you that desperate.
and then they wonder why, man, the young people, they don't get the attendance from the young people, because you got clowns out here like this, bro. They're sending mixed signals and mixed messages, man. You know what I'm saying? On one hand, like you said, you go into the Gucci store, you ready to squabble with a nigga out back. You know what I'm saying? And then you come back, and then I'm a Christian conservative, and you just sending mix, and the young people don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a testament. That's it. To what y'all saying. That's it.
And people when they just get money, always when they first get money, they always do stuff like this. They always make bad purchases and stuff like I said in my neighborhood, um, we could both all of us could be at the same job and all of us can go across the street and purchase a car. But we come back and we say, well, we make this amount. Man, I really that's a tight squeeze right there because if I buy this car, I'm gonna have to cut this out, cut this out. It's a nice car though, so you don't buy it because it's not a good fit for your finances. But there's always one guy, he'll do it. He makes the same thing you make, and he'll drive it and he's flexing. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, I went ahead and had to get it, man. I had to get it. I had to get it. And then you realize he's only doing that to aggravate you.
Man, dog, that's nasty work. Living for somebody. Man, I feel. You know what, Platt? As we break this down, I actually feel sorry for the brother. Real talk.
Well,
I
no,
feel
that's what
sorry
I'm
for the
talking
brother.
about in my neighborhood. I'm not talking about him. I'm saying, no, well, he's making his money, and there's a place for him to make even more money. But you can't say you want to help the black community and you're flexing because that hurts the kids in the black community.
It hurts the image too, yo. Like
Yeah.
I'm glad that Kwame brought up Warren Buffett. Not even Warren Buffett. Like we ain't even gotta go that far. Uh the who was we don't even know the regular rich white guys because I think he just regular he regular rich, right? And we don't even know those people because they walking around in they Levi
You wouldn't even
jeans
know
and
him.
shit. Huh?
Do you no, you wouldn't know him if you went to the if you went to if you went to California, you went to a festival and the man who owns Home Depot is standing right next to you, would you know it?
You wouldn't know it.
Yeah.
Like even Warren Buffett, he drove he drove the same Cadillac forever. And he
Hmm.
was wearing the same looking suits. Now I ain't saying you our black people aren't comfortable being that boring, Platt. I don't think we are comfortable enough to be that basic.
Well, no,
That to keep that routine.
we are a lot of us want to relive the years when we couldn't get the things we wanted. And I don't see that much in the white community. I really see it in the black community. You can go to a business right now and they get out from work and all the black guys will have more expensive clothes on than the damn owner. He'll owner come out, yeah, I'm on just like he shops at Walmart. Just basic clothes.
That's what I'm saying, Platt. Yo, I'm glad you said that. Yo, I dress probably better than the dude that owned the hospital I work at. Before the family that owned the hospital I work at,
Mhm.
I probably wear Jordans and shit. I think about the Jordans I got and
Mhm.
all of that. Now, I don't know, play. You may be on to something, dog.
Oh, it's brainwashing, and you got to get it out of you, or it'll destroy you. You
But
got to
are
get out.
black people okay with not wearing nice? Not
Gotta
like,
be. No, you got to be.
but because you can get okay, you can get nice stuff. You don't have to overindulge.
Yeah.
You can have two nice suits, three nice suits, rather than a closet full of suits. So I think we can still get nice stuff
But
No, you got
why
to get
can't we overindulge?
because that's not it could because that's
if
greed
yeah
and
if it's
vanity, and
well
it
if
don't
it's
lead nowhere.
yeah
Well, let me
well
ask you
see you
this.
got to understand. Hold up. You got to understand. He's claiming to be. See, people keep forgetting that point. You're in America. You're
Mhm.
just a regular guy. If you want to overindulge, okay, that's your choice, right? You want to go bankrupt. That ain't what Anton's talking about. He's a Christian. And that even
Yeah.
goes, forget whether you can afford it, goes against the teachings of the Bible.
That's true.
So
I
that's the
agree.
point. That's where there's a disagreement.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
It's like a guy says, I'm a dating coach, yet he's telling you that he's a born again Christian.
Yeah.
You know, you see,
Yeah, that's
and the whole
yeah.
time you think he's talking like from a religious, oh yeah, get women from a religious perspective. Okay. Yeah, I want to learn. But he in there tomorrow, man, go in there and mash on them hoes, nigga. Niggas,
Like that's crazy, dog. He playing with fire. I feel sorry for that brother.
yeah, yeah, that's what they say. That's matter of fact, that's what most people say. Pray for this brother. And like I said, he don't really. I said it again, Anton. I don't know you. You're helping me. Thank you, man. You know this stuff. It works funny, man. You're helping me. I know you don't think you are, but listening, going over this stuff, you're helping me because there's things in my life I need to make adjustments to. So in a defaulted way, the way you're choosing to carry yourself is helping me learn to carry myself better.
You know
Thank
what, Platt? That's
you, brother.
100. That is 100 right there. Thank you. Yeah, that's 100 right there. I'm glad lessons are being learned.
And Plat, you
Yeah,
could
you
have
know
ended the
what?
stream on that one,
And
bro.
Yeah, you really could have. That was
That
fly right there.
and let,
that was
Platt,
that
matter
hold,
of
was
look,
fact,
hold on, hold on. Let me real quick, Platt. Though I don't want y'all to let this slip past, right? Don't let this slip past, right? So, the chick Nika, right? Now you check her out or whatever. She's a red bone, right? She a red bone, right? Now his wife is dark skinned or whatever. We ain't gonna play the skin color games or whatever. But notice that too. Notice the contradictory in that. Now you in love and all of this stuff with this dark skinned chick or whatever. Shout out to you or whatever. But why the chick that you come in with and kick down doors with, why is she a red bone? Now with the situation with him and Corey or whatever, it was, if you pay attention, it was a light skinned chick in the middle, in between them, right? And so, I just believe that it's just all of this shit is for females, bro. All of this is for that red bone that he couldn't hit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And he's turning up right now. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion.
Yeah, I got you. I don't know, man. I don't know, but you know what? Being on a receiving end of flexing, guys flexing, and like I said, it's a big deal. Guys they'll ruin themselves financially trying to flex, and they'll tell you, man. He'll say, "I don't care. Hey, man, you paying 300, you paying like 150 more than you should for this car. I don't care. I still got a better car than you." And I said, "Well, when did I become important? All you niggas, I got a better car than you. All you." And I said, "That's it. That's all you want to do is outdo us." Yeah, man. I said, "Man, I ain't know that shit. That shit real, man. That shit is real." And so, to a certain degree, there's some truth in the sense that he shows off his wealth because, yeah, it attracts a lot of niggas. But my thing is, those are not Christian conservatives, though. It's more your young boy crowd.
Man, he don't want no part of that crowd, man. Like if he really was, man, that crowd to eat him up and spit him out. Them young boys got too much
He's too
energy.
old. Yeah, he's too old for that. That
Too
crowd is,
old.
yeah.
Nigga, you better. You too old, dog.
Yeah, I don't
He,
think he even listens to stuff like that.
nah, he said he did. He said out his own mouth. He said sometimes I get in my car, I listen to Young Boy and
Oh, okay.
he said he listened to a bunch of hard gangster music riding down the street. I think y'all play that on this. I know I definitely heard him say that. I don't even listen to his stuff like that. I even when somebody was reviewing his content, he was like, "Yeah, I put in some hard music, some like Young Boy or something like that." He said he listened to bunch of young artists. Matter of fact, when he was talking bad about the Hebrew Israelite children and the Hebrew Israelite men, that's when he talked about the gangster music he be riding around, the young gangster music he ride around listening to.
Hey,
He was,
I read the Black Bourgeoisie by E. Franklin Frazier, and he said in the 30s and 40s, the black bourgeoisie was showing off their dishes. So we talking about cars and watches now. He said these Negroes is running around showing off dishes, like the plates you eat off of.
they had real
They were
silverware.
proud.
They had real
Yeah,
silverware.
yeah, they was proud of their silverware and their dishes, though. Like they was to say, I'm better than you because I got better
But see,
silverware and dishes than you.
this is the thing when you talk about that group, right? Because they're sort of like now, right? Um, there's a segment of black people, and they're on YouTube where they don't. It's not. It can. It really don't matter if they are on the level of whites, but it does matter, and they don't want to be on the level of blacks. So they make a big deal about what blacks are and what they don't have. And look, like you say, look at my silverware, look at my fancy car. I got a chain, I got a watch. And when as a black person, you said that's it. Like you just got more than most black people. That's all you care. That's all they care about. And see, most people don't even look at the world like that. You say, man, I never looked at myself and say, I just want to be the best black man. Fuck that got to do with like I want to be the best guy. Period. Wherever I go. But that's how they see the world, man. I've dealt with them. I'm telling you, man. That's how they see the world. They just want to be the best black person. I don't give a fuck all that other stuff about the conservative and I don't see race bullshit. They see it all the time. And they just want to have more than you. And they want to engage in discrimination against you, not against whites, against you. And that's why they co-sign on discrimination and they try to convince the people in power, hey, not me, man. I'm just what's the guy, Jason, all of these guys, not me, but it's okay to discriminate against them, those guys.
Yeah, that's a movie by Danny Glover. I don't know the name. Maybe one of you guys can name. He was the only black family in the neighborhood. So another black family moved in, and Danny Glover went in there and burnt their house to the ground.
Mm.
I forget the name of the movie, but yeah, he went in there, burnt their house up, dog, just so another black family wouldn't be in the neighborhood.
I had a partner, man. He was an officer in the service, and he was getting ready to transition out, and it was like about a 8 month gap between the company that he was going to work at. It was a guy he know in the service. He had got out and he was going to work with him, but it's going to be about 8 months before they can get established. So he had to do a job. So he went to a Mercedes dealership, and he had a wonderful resume. He filled out paperwork, and he said it was a one black person there. And he said when he first walked in, they came up to him like he wanted to buy, and he went in the office and stuff. And he said, man, that black person, he could tell uh, they didn't want him to get hired because then it would be two of them. And then they wouldn't be able to be you know what I'm saying, to have it to themselves.
Well, then it's a comparison at that point. It's a
Yeah.
comparison. They don't want to compete or be compared to. They
And
just want to just be.
he said the whole time he worked there, that person was the man. He said that was the person who wouldn't help him, who always was in the middle of something. Hey, hold up. Yeah, I'll get you. Wait a minute. That was the main person. And he said then he started here in the room. They was always saying shit. They was looking at him saying he did this. Hey, he missed the sale. And he said, the white guys all helped him. But he said he learned that was a teaching moment. And that's the way the Negro is, man. That's what a lot of these YouTube niggas are. They'll come around like they're a part of the community, but they hate you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
These YouTube niggas is just like that.
Yeah.
Niggas got a lack of character. Boy, they think they're gonna get some cash apps off a lack of character. And it's been working for Anton, I ain't gonna lie though.
Well,
He
he gonna get
working.
his money. He gonna get his money, man. You know, the big ones, they're gonna get their money. That's just what it is, man. Like the stream, man. Where we at? We got the link posted, man. We'll take your thoughts, man. We're gonna keep it going, brother. We snowed in, man. I can't even get out the back door. It's about 15 inches of snow out there. The wind blown it up. I'd have to go out the front door, walk through knee deep snow, and clean out the back door. I'm not doing that.
Man, I've been stuck in the house for 3 days, dog. I can't go to work. I can't do
Mm.
shit. Like, and they're not even holding it against me that I can't even get there. I just the
Yeah,
roads is all
they're not
bad.
open, right? They're not open, right?
No, I work at a hospital. The hospitals are 24 hours, but some people had to spend the night there. I just stay so far that I can't get there. And everybody ain't nobody tripping because you just can't get there. It's bad, man. We stuck.
They're gonna just for about a week, man. Everything's gonna go. It'll be all right, man. It'll be up and
Yeah.
running.
I want to. I walked out. I got outside and walked a little bit yesterday. I had to walk a little bit. I had to get out the house. It was icy. I was like, yo, I might fall. Actually, I slid down a little hill, yo. It's all good. I ain't get hurt. But yeah, I had to get outside a little bit though, Plat. Yo, it was crazy being stuck in the house.
Well, if you dress warm, man,
Yeah, get out there. You might slip though a couple times. You just gotta. I mean, just don't break an arm or a wrist. You know what I'm saying? Take the fall. Cover up. Roll with it. Y'all know y'all YouTube. Y'all can't afford to
Well,
get
where you
hurt.
gonna go? But I'm saying, even now, like if I was to go clean out the snow, get in the car, slide around, where am I gonna go? I mean, what's open? Like there's nothing open. So you just gotta wait it out, man. It's gonna be about 3 or 4 days. I ain't never seen it this bad though. This one of the worst time, and they're showing that these power lines are freezing up,
Mm-hmm.
and breaking,
Mm-hmm. Getting heavy.
and
The
it's
thing
gonna get
about
hot.
it is,
Hmm.
what about these people that didn't get no food though? Plat? They ain't go grocery shopping.
Well, it's too late.
Mm.
You could be like Daniel Boone, get your rabbit rifle and go out and hunt. Most of these animals, you ain't gonna catch none of them out here, man.
Now I seen a lot of little city squirrels, but everybody trying to pop no city squirrel. You living in the city, right? Them
Yeah.
squirrels ain't tasting right.
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't know, but I'm just saying I wouldn't eat. But fortunately, I went to the grocery store, so I don't have to go after any squirrels. Conversation, new money niggas. Like when you deal with them, can you tell that they're new money versus people with money? Because people with money, it's 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 nothing new to them. Nice cars, nice things. That's just a common equation in their lives. It's not a big deal. And when they have money, sometimes they don't want a new car. They like the car they have. They're actually happier dealing with like things that don't cost money. They don't care. It's only Negroes and broke people. See, poor broke people want to be rich. I'm not saying rich people want to be poor, but it's not a big deal with them. They're not trying to prove anything. They know they're rich. They see their bank accounts. They don't need nobody to affirm them. That's what the Negroes and broke people want to be rich or perceived to be rich.
Yeah, they got a broken spirit. They got a broken spirit. They don't see no worth in themselves. They see worth and value in everything outside themselves. It's nasty work.
I've just seen people go into debt just to try to show that they have money, and it's just like people don't understand that a liability, like, oh, you have a Mercedes or you have a BMW or whatever, you have the most expensive car, or you live in the most expensive apartment or whatever, or you have this clothes. It's just liabilities. Most of it, most of your car, you're not gonna make no money with a car. The minute you drive off the lot, it just depreciates. Um, Anything like apartments and stuff like that, you have to remember that you're gonna pay taxes for whatever the worth of that property is. So you see it all the time. I've seen people go into debt just to try to show that they have some type of money. That's simp behavior, actually.
Yeah, but there's people out here to make them happy, long like you, Spanglish. They just want to have more than you. Just as long as they got more than you, they happy.
I see what you mean, but like for example, me, like for what I already got, like I don't want more. You know why, man? Because I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm happy with what I got already. I don't need to have a billion. I'm good where I'm at, But it's just some people that there's just some people that'll never be happy even if they got it all.
The idea is true though. Nigga had everything. I don't
Yeah,
know.
being humble and appreciative with what you have is a good thing, and you have to be happy with what you have, man. If you get blessed and you do have a private plane and a fleet of cars and a bunch of homes, stay humble. You blessed, and let the other men. They'll find their way. There's no reason to stunt. You don't have to stunt on them. So that's what I'm saying. And the game is too, man. A lot of this stuff, these guys will um, manipulate you out of your money because you'll think, okay, I could be just like this dude. Well, maybe, maybe not. And you see these guys, what the hush puppy guy, he got locked up. He was running around here with all these cars and clothes, and turned out he was scamming.
Come on,
Yeah,
Omni with a Hellcat.
scamming, yeah. Or Army with a Hellcat too, scamming.
The guy called himself what, a hush puppy?
Yeah, I know you're talking about
Yeah,
that African guy. He
yeah,
got busted in Dubai.
yeah.
It's not. I don't know. Like what I think the psychology of these men like that and people like that is just. I guess they were never accepted in life, and I guess the way that they have to, what makes them feel accepted, what makes them feel good about themselves is for them to be able to say, "Oh, look at what I got. I got this. I got that." You know, and it's sad. It's something that's been going on for a long time. I mean, um, like if, for example, I'll just throw in a quick example. There's like this African king, right? He's Jim Bedell Bukasa, like in 1997, like his coronation. It was so expensive. It was more than half of what of the nation's like capital money that they had for the nation itself. And he invited like the Queen of England. He invited the United States to go attend and stuff like that. He built like this gold throne. And then at the end of everything, even after spending so much money just for that celebration of him being crowned, nobody even showed up. None of the VIPs that he invited like even showed up or even cared that he even had money in Africa. I mean, it was sad, but it's something that stems
Mm-hmm.
deep from trying to be accepted.
Mm-hmm. Well, we ate up with it, brother. We won't stunt. We're gonna make all types of bad financial decisions. We're gonna
Yeah,
throw our money away. And it's the same thing with going out and having a bunch of kids you can't afford because you don't care. You're gonna
oh
do it
shit.
because you want to. You don't care. And so, what about bringing the kid into the world and you can't provide for it? They don't care. They're gonna do it anyhow.
Yeah, I met a guy like that 3 weeks ago in Barranquilla. This guy, I told him like, "Yo, what's up? Oh, where you from?" He's like, "Oh, I'm from Texas." I'm like, "Oh, that's what's up. I'm from New York. Yo, what's up? How you like, what's up? How you like Colombia?" He's like, "Yeah, man, I love it, bro. I just came to visit one of the girls that I used to be with. I got her pregnant." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, so that's gonna be your wife and stuff like that. His wifey?" And he's like, "Nah, just like going to different countries and just getting girls pregnant." I'm like, "Yo, what? Incredible, man. The stories that you hear, incredible."
Yeah. Well, you gotta be responsible, man. And who do you think has more money, Kwame Brown or Anton? Talking to you, Spanglish. Oh, okay. Both of these guys, were having a conversation, and it seems like, well, no, he's not going to do it. I don't even get. He said that he's basically told me he shouldn't have done it, and he came back and attacked him. It's a weird world we live in, man. And I feel sorry for the men who look up to these guys, man. They are misguided.
I feel sorry for the ones paying for classes and stuff like that, for like to learn how to be rich, or learn how to talk to girls. Like those are the ones that are really really making money, like 500, 600, even thousands of dollars for like classes that people could take to learn how to become rich. That's crazy, man. People pay for it.
And we don't care. The problem is we don't care. That's why we keep getting manipulated and used and dogged out. It'll change when we care.
I seen yesterday somebody paying for, like, I think it was like a Jeep. I don't know, like a 2022 or 21 Jeep with $700 a month for like 287 months. It's like, damn, they don't do the math.
No, they didn't. But that's the point we were trying to make, man. And the new money, man, versus the old money. You gotta act like you've been there, man. You gotta act like you're used to money. Um, Stunting on poor people, does that even matter?
Yo, Platt,
Hmm.
I even be trying to tell my son, like he play baseball or whatever, and like he be pitching. Like when you strike another kid out, don't like act like you did it before, you know.
Hmm.
They ain't the first kid you struck out. He might have been a better hitter. You might be happy. We're extra happy you got him, but nah, that ain't it. Stay focused, stay in the game. And I even though I see why the NFL now that I actually grow up and try to like move forward in life, I see why even the NFL at one point was telling, look, y'all gotta chill with all these touchdown celebrations, dog. Y'all tripping. But black men, we kept wanting to do our touchdown celebration. Now, but it's just sometimes you gotta stay focused, man. Stay focused.
Hmm.
Make the play, stay focused. You ain't gotta do all that braggadocious stuff.
Well, Pastor, I'm taking hits, and I'm about to fall asleep right now. I'm gonna go ahead and just shut this down, man. We made our point, and hey, it'll fall where it mays, man. Practice
All right,
what you
Pat, stay up. Even though you getting
all right,
tired, stay up.
all right. Practice what you preach. We out of here.